Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 20. We're about to go live in about 10 minutes or so. We got Jessy Quill, Jessification. I hope I didn't butcher that. Jessification? You can tell me if I'm saying it wrong. And then we got, I didn't, or I did?
Cessy.
Cessification. God damn it. I'm getting confused myself. And then we got Mantron. That one's gonna be easy to remember.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Fucking.
Actually, today I'm messy.
Jessy, Cessy. Oh, yeah, he's messy today. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's see. I knew this was already gonna be confusing. Fuck. You guys. Why'd you let me do this? Anyways, also, let me fix Mantron's name on screen. I mean, Messy. There we go. But. Cut it out at about 5, ladies and gentlemen. Shut up, Bash. I'll ban you. I don't care if you're mod. But, what is up? What's up, Bash? What's up, Darkness Monster? Welcome to the channel. Spoon. Spoon Man. Cosmos. What's up? Andrew Arcade. What's up? Nostrika. And what's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. But... yeah, we were just BSing before the call, so feel free to continue bantering, or talk to chat, or whatever.
Don't tell me what to do.
Bitch, please.
You're the worst.
I am. I'm so professional. I was totally prepared and everything today. Totally did not tell people to download a program an hour before the podcast or anything.
To be fair, you did tell me like a few days ago.
I know, and I forgot to tell the other two. I'm like, oh shit.
I couldn't remember what it was though. So.
What's up, Cinderbones? TC Arian, what up? I have like my 2 liters of Coke because I need like a whole lot of caffeine because I forgot to really sleep apparently. Vash gives negative 80 fucks. Good for you, Vash. Ain't nobody give a fuck in here, but yeah, do feel free to follow Jessy Quill, Sissification, and Mantron, you know, whatever. I changed your name on the stream, I hope you noticed.
Oh, you did. Yeah. I like that.
Perfect.
I know, right? I mean, we got Jessy, Cessy,
No,
and Messy.
It should say Messytron because we got Jessy Quill, Cessification, Messytron is what it should say.
My bad.
Yeah, you messed it up, but you know.
Look, man.
I'll let it slide.
Look. I'm actually not sorry. Actually, not at all. I'm trying to be sorry, and it's not happening.
It's just not coming out. No.
What's up, Gallifrey Gal? I'm Balance. How you doing? But yeah, guys, give us about 5 minutes, and then we'll get started. We'll get kicking. And guys, thank you for the host, by the way. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you, Mantron, for the host. Thank you, Jessy Quill. Let's see. Yeah, Jessy Quill for the host. Let's see. Seth Bacon for the host. 14 Noah. S. Brian Games. And Christine and Bama Fan. Thank you all for the host. And thank you for the host, Cessification. Not Jessification. God damn it. I'm so mad at myself for that. I feel like a jackass.
You should.
I should.
So professional.
Yeah.
I could just say it. Just don't worry about it.
No, feel free to. No, you can.
I did. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
You're totally allowed to insult me on my own podcast. That's pretty much what everybody else does.
You're encouraged, I think.
At least you didn't call me Cessy, because that, I think, that would have been a little bit more just kind of a squinty-eyed kind of moment. It's like,
God damn it, J-Lax. J-Lax. Shut up. Oh. What's up, Stargaze? How you doing? It's been a long time no see J-Lax.
I'm getting my my notifications of followers. I'm getting my cat bug in my ear.
Oh, cat bug. I love cat bug.
Yeah, it's about 5 minutes. We're gonna be starting at the top of the hour, so hang tight. What's up, Big Dick Dragon? How are you doing? Cessy renamed Cessy confirmed.
Darkness, I will hurt you.
She has a mod sword.
I do? I do!
She has the right to do whatever the hell she wants. Like, I give my guests the right to ban whoever they want in chat.
Darkness is my mod. I can't help but feel there's going to be repercussions if I ban him.
I mean, that'll be your problem then. That's not my problem. I mean, personally, I'm gonna let you do what you want.
He knows I wouldn't.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, official.com, for the host. What up, dude? What happens in this chat stays in this chat. This is not Las Vegas.
What's going to happen that we have to have such secrecy?
That's what I'm worried about. What the hell?
I'm a little worried, yeah.
What's up, Holy Pikachu? What's up, it's Stan? How you doing, man? How are you guys doing? So, guys, yeah, we got about 2 more minutes. I should have, like, a countdown timer, but then I'm too lazy. The end. That's the end of the story. That's why there's no countdown timer. What's up, Vanguard of Valor? How you doing, man? Glad the stream loaded. JLax, I don't know why you left out the number 0 on that. Just saying. I'll let you figure that one out, JLax. What's up, Sanguine Roses? Is that how you pronounce it? What's up? Sanguine Roses. Oh my god, I butchered the shit out of that. What's up, Mob Lord? This is Las Vegas. That's what I'm wondering, man. What? Ultra USA? Huh. I was wondering what emote that was. It was like... That's a weird sub-emote. I don't know why they would waste that.
It's Ultra, the music festival.
Oh! Oh! Oh, I totally knew that. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Anyways. This can't be professional. Whatever, Battle Bounced. Now it's a party. Hey, Die, Jessy, Gallifrey Gal. Shut up, Mantron. Poor Jessy can't read. Blame Jessy.
Poor guy.
I felt a little left out.
I'm not apologizing.
Wow, it's gonna be like that. Okay.
Damn.
You can do what you want, but I can really do what I want.
That's true.
What's up, Spank and Skull Up, Bill Preston? Oh my God. How are you?
I don't think he wants. I don't think he wants to remod me.
No, I remodded you. I got you. Yeah. This is Welcome to my anarchy. So, guys, we are going to kick off the podcast now. It is at the top of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, 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 welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 20. Holy shit, Andrew. That's a good time to host, I guess. Thank you for the host, man. Holy crap, for 44 viewers, dude. How are you doing, man? But guys, welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 20. We got Jessy Quill, we got Cessification, and then we got Messitron. All here with us today, all excellent casters. I do highly recommend you giving them a follow. To kick us off real quick, let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna pick Mantron to go. Mantron, tell us what your channel's about, who you're about, like what you're about, and what you've been doing, who, what, when, where, why, and give us a breakdown of your channel, basically. And ladies and gentlemen,
is where I make a fool of myself every night at 11 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know. My channel is usually very, very laid back. We have a very good community, really good chats. I try to focus a lot on being interactive with people. It's really just like the way I kind of look at it is like some of my favorite channels are the ones that I go to bed and I put on and I kind of lay in bed and relax and listen to. And that's kind of the vibe that I go for with my channel. Been playing a lot of Fallout New Vegas. And then I don't know what, I honestly don't remember what I've been playing, but yeah. And then Sundays, we do a lot of crazy stuff on Sundays. I have like co-op streams. I'll have Pugs Please. You guys probably seen her before. Plan on doing more stuff like that and on the weekends, get a little crazier on the weekends, but usually pretty laid back.
Word. All right, and next we got Miss Cessification. Tell us what you've been doing, what you've been up to, what do you plan on doing, what's your channel about, and you know, give us a breakdown of your channel. And guys in chat, if you guys could drop hearts for Cessification, show her your love and support, and feel free to go.
Well, first of all, I want to say kudos to saying my name right. I'm not going to let you live that down. I'm really not going to let you live that down. I just can't.
I respect that. I expect nothing less, actually.
Especially out of me. I mean, anyways. So I'm Cessy. Hi, everybody. I've been a streamer for about a year and a half-ish or so, and lately I've been playing a lot of Payday 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5, mainly because of the addictions to the heists and all that. I mean, it's I don't know what it is about it, but I love streaming. I absolutely love streaming. I love interacting with the viewers. I love it when I have an active chat so I can talk to you guys, and I love being able to entertain people, and it's surprising that just things happened the way they did. I also draw a lot of art on my streams whenever I manage to have the time in the morning. And yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I will play mostly anything and everything. I've finished a bunch of games. Others that actually have storyline instead of GTA 5 online. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 8 and Mafia 2 as well.
Word. All right, and last but not least, we have Jessy Quill. Jessy Quill, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? What have you been planning? And what's your channel about? Give us a whole breakdown. And guys, once again, give us drop them hearts for Jessy Quill. Show some love and support.
Hello, my name is Jessica, and I'm a heart rate monitored variety streamer. I like to focus a lot on games that either have survival horror aspects, action aspects, RPG aspects. And right now I was going to do a playthrough of The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and GTA 5 dropped, so I've been playing the story mode of that, and I'm getting into the online mode of that as well eventually. And also in the coming month I'm going to be doing a throwback month because I missed at least 3 generations of consoles. I started playing with Mario Brothers for the original Nintendo system, and then I went to PlayStation. And even with the PlayStation 1, I only played like 1 or 2 games, Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. So I missed a lot. I didn't play Zelda, I didn't really play Donkey Kong or Chrono Trigger or any of those sort of things, so people are telling me to do them. So that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, variety streams, so basically if it's a game, I'll try to play it. And I have a lot of fun. All I do is just play games and have fun with friends. So yeah.
Word. All right, and guys, give me one. Let me give you guys a breakdown of what the podcast is about, since there's a lot of new people jumping in. Basically, what the Real Talk podcast is about. It is about the social inner workings of Twitch, how we interact with people, how we talk to people, and Twitch as a whole, as a whole social structure and all that. And basically, I'm your host, Jesse, and I will be, I do this every Tuesday, and then I game when I can because I work too much. That tends to happen. But do feel free to stop by the channel and hang out on the podcast every single Tuesday, every single time at 8 p.m. Central. Or nobody cares about Central, as I find out, so 9 p.m. Eastern for those people. But other than that, guys, let me kick us off with the first topic. And the first topic, I'm not entirely sure how simple or easy this is going to be, but it sounds simple, but I never thought I would be annoyed by somebody talking too much. Is how, like, this is my story. It's basically, I was looking for more people to be on the podcast. Like, I have to find more people each and every week to be on the podcast, and I've been trying to check out one particular caster, not gonna mention his name or anything, but I think I've been so annoyed every time I check out this caster. He's literally on his, like, screen, no gameplay, no nothing, just him and a webcam, just talking, and I'm just wondering, like, do you guys have a point where there's too much talking to where it takes away from the stream or your experience or anything? Because he says he's still playing a game or all that, but he's just sitting there with a webcam and he's just talking too much. Now, I'm finding the irony that I'm on a podcast and I'm talking a lot. I totally find that very, very ironic right now. But, you know, at the same time, I'm running a podcast, whereas this guy, he just says he's playing a game or whatever, and then he's just on the screen all the time. Like, just, I don't know. Maybe it's bothersome for me because I'm like, I don't know. I expected something more from this guy. Do you guys ever have that problem where you see, or maybe even you guys have maybe talked too much on stream to where it takes away from the broadcast or anything?
Do you mean like from our own perspective? Like, do I feel like I do that too much, or do you mean like from a viewer perspective?
Viewer perspective, or if you've caught yourself doing this as well, like just being
right
on the screen, just, you know, and not even no gameplay or anything, just a webcam and just talking.
Yeah. I definitely, like, whenever I start my cast, I usually do like I start at 11 and I do like 15 minutes of just music and me talking, and that's just like something that I do every time. But there are definitely a lot of times where I feel like I worry that I'm not actually doing anything in the game and I'm just talking so much. I mean, I like that personally. Like, if I'm watching a cast, ultimately what I want to see is I want to see that person's personality.
Mm-hmm.
I want to interact with that person. And I love the conversation aspect of Twitch, especially like if you compare Twitch and YouTube. You know, if I want to watch a video, I'll go on YouTube and watch it. And then I go to Twitch for kind of the community, the conversation. I definitely think that there's like a good happy medium. I probably fall too close to the other side where I spend too much time just talking, but I don't know. I think there's enough room on Twitch for you know, any end of that spectrum where you have pretty much people that just more or less talk and then people that are just playing. I like kind of both. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see the personality and all that, but it's just like, I understand, like, you know, like, I'd like to see gameplay as well,
Yeah,
and like, and especially when somebody recommends this caster, and I'm trying to figure out what, like see why this caster is amazing, and then they're just like telling stories, and I don't really see them doing so much as a, you know, they're not, like, I understand like announcing donations and you know, welcoming subs or anything, but like the guy's just sitting there, like, I guess taken away from the gameplay completely and just sitting there telling stories, and I'm almost like, well, maybe just as a new viewer, I'm just like, I'm not feeling this. Maybe if I knew the guy more, and you know, and if his community enjoys it, I understand. But how do you feel about Jessy Quill? Like, do you think there's a point where it's too much, or what would be the point of too much for you if you were to watch something like that?
Sure. Well, see, the point of Twitch, it's a website that you broadcast to while playing video games, or doing something video game related, since they've branched out into the music and the art aspects of video game culture. So you have to have video games as your backdrop. And right now in this podcast, we're not playing any games, but we're under the gaming talk shows, and we're talking about gaming and streaming as a whole. And so it's fine. But when someone is like under World of Warcraft or Hotline Miami, you know, an actual game, and they're just sitting there in a full cam and just talking and talking, I can see how especially new viewers might be disillusioned and say that this person is just a cam whore. All they do is sit there and they talk with their viewers. I want to see the game. But the point of Twitch isn't necessarily just seeing gameplay. It's about interacting with your community. And I've said time and time again that the video game is literally a backdrop. I don't care, honestly, what I'm doing in the video game. The video games are fun. I love the video games. I love beating the games. I love getting advice from my viewers or finding new games that I can fall in love with because I never played them before because of my viewers. But honestly, it's all about interacting with your friends, your family, your viewers, the people that come to see you. And they're not here to see the game usually, especially as a variety broadcaster. They're not there to see the game that I'm playing at all. They're here to see me. They're here to see the familiar names in chat. And obviously, it's difficult to find that balance, but you have to find something that works for you, because there is no direct advice from Twitch about a lot of things. You just kind of have to wing it, and you cannot compare yourself to the big name casters who have a 24-hour stream going and it's just broadcasting their couch or other things. Not naming any names, but I'm sure you could come up with at least 5 people who do that, because I can. And that's fine, because they're kind of grandfathered into bending and almost breaking the rules, because Twitch knows that they bring in money and they bring in viewers, and it's perfectly fine.
So wait, I don't even have to be on camera anymore? Oh, fuck. I'm done.
Oh, that's so much better.
Thank you so much.
It looks better without my face.
There you go.
In all honesty, yeah, it really depends. I think a good balance. I hate being full cam. Honestly, I don't like being there, because there's always one person, and it's usually someone who, you know, just a nobody who doesn't follow you, doesn't follow any mutual channels, who doesn't get the whole idea of either variety broadcasters or interactive broadcasters saying, can you play the game, or can you get out of the pause menu? Even if I'm, you know, just talking and I'm in a pause menu in the game, it's still just you talking. You're not really playing the game. Or even if you're just running around in circles in the game, all you're doing is running around in circles talking to people. It's all the same sort of thing, that you're putting the focus on your chat and on your community instead of on the game itself. And me as a broadcaster, I think that is what I kind of lean towards. But I'm sure you can watch 95% of my casts and my highlights, and you'll see the game being full screen and me taking up, like, me and my whole UI taking up less than a fifth of everything. And my focus is the game, but I guess my visual focus is the game, but overall chat is why I'm here, because if I didn't want to interact with people, I wouldn't be broadcasting it. I would just sit in sweats with, like, my hair up and not, like, pretty, and just play video games and totally veg out and not talk to anyone. You're entertaining here, and some of the entertainment is putting the game on the back burner and talking directly one-on-one with your people. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's definitely a point where people take it too far, and, like, it's been bothering me. And then, what about you, Cessification? There's a part 2 to this, just so you guys know. So, but what about you, Cessification? Not Jessification, just so you know. Just to clear that.
I should just change my name today to Jessy. Kind of raise the confusion here. Honestly, I don't necessarily mind. It's just, for example, whenever I stream, my intro is anywhere between 5 minutes to 7 minutes to 10 minutes, and I'm always scared that, you know, granted it does give people time to come on in and not miss the beginning of the actual gameplay or whatever's going on, but at the same time, I'm paranoid, because I'm just like, okay, well, someone who's going to come in here within the first few minutes, it's great and all that they're here, but I'm scared that they're going to get bored and just leave.
That's what happened to me, yeah, with this particular caster.
Yeah, it's just like that, and that's the thing. It's like, the only reason I have that paranoia is because I've done it, and, you know, and I whether I know who you're talking about or not, it doesn't matter, because I do know someone who does just exactly what you just said. And I would step into this person's stream, just kind of be like, oh, okay, they're streaming. And I go in, and literally for 10 minutes, all I see is just their face and a pause screen. And I'm like, it's not even an important conversation. The only time granted, I don't use Facecam. My viewers know this, and they respect that. Anybody who does ask for Facecam would be like, it's not necessary for me, in my opinion. But that's just me and that's how I stream. No problem with anybody who does use Facecam, of course, but
you're a hater.
I'm a hater. No. But the only time I will actually pause a game to have a conversation with my chat is if something serious comes up, or someone decides to say something blatantly stupid enough that will cause me to say, okay, hold on, I gotta deal with this. So give me about 10 minutes so I can rant, and then we'll get back into the game. But again, you know, never lasts 10 minutes when that happens, but it's so rare, and I don't know, for me, there is no problem to talking to your chat, but don't say, like, I don't know. Don't pretend to play a game and like for an hour just talk.
Yeah.
Like I know that Twitch is for interaction. I do completely agree with Jessy Cool here. Twitch is for interaction. You want to build your community. You want to talk to your chat. And you want to be able to converse with them and have them talk back to you. You know, have a conversation, and that's great. But they're, I don't know. It's really hard to explain.
Yeah, I gotcha. Like, no, I know what you mean. Like, in fact, it's funny because, like, I'm criticizing this caster because every time I've literally stopped on their channel to check them out and, see what they're all about, they're literally just just blathering on a full screen on a camera with and that was it. And, like, I literally have not seen anything else from this caster, even though they say they're playing games. And it was just, like, bothersome. Like, because I go with the expectation. I'm like, oh, I'm going to see this guy play games. And then he's not. And then it just gets really annoying because, like, I really don't care. So, hey, like, and, like, I've taken people's advice, when casting for here. And saying, and I go back to the channel and then he's still there. I swear to God, I've stopped by this guy's, like, channel, like, 5 times. And I've seen him just talking to the webcam, and that's about it. And so it was just driving me absolutely mad. And with that said, now I have the irony is that I think the only time I've literally just sat there and talked on screen is when I was playing Bashi, and I got really annoyed with the game. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna talk to the camera with the game on pause, unfortunately. But it was 30 minutes tops at most. Like, just me ranting and raving about Bashi and all the frustrations I was having with that game. But other than that, now I have a question for you guys. The follow-up question is, do you feel like there's anything that takes away from a cast, or anything in particular that takes away from, because I know there's some people who don't even follow notifications because they feel that's too intrusive, or I know there's even one person who doesn't do follow notifications because it calls out lurkers or just unnecessary, or I know there's a lot of people who use bots in particular, actually, and may not take away from the physical cast, but I feel like when there's too many spammy bot commands, it makes it hard to read chat, and the chat's interacting more with this bot, and and it could be bothersome, and when you're trying to read chat and then trying to interact with chat, and then all you see is these spammy bot commands. So, just off the top of your head, is there anything that bothers you that you feel like takes away from a cast? I'll start with Jessy Quill on this one.
I can see the reason why people don't use follower notifications, especially for it calling out lurkers, or if it's too intrusive of a pop-up, or a loud noise or something. But I think as smaller broadcasters, sometimes we put a focus on making sure that the initial people who help build the foundation of our stream, the first 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 followers, are really integral to getting you up there higher. So it's you want to do a service to the people who follow you. Thank you very much for following me and everything, but at the same time, you don't want to be too spammy. And also, with bots, I know people sometimes have greeter bots when people connect to the channel. That totally calls out lurkers, and totally against that, because sometimes I really just want to watch someone. I'm a huge lurker. I've been on Twitch for almost 3 years now, and I didn't even have an account when I first started watching people. I just watched. And eventually I got an account, and I never liked being called out. Even nowadays, sometimes I just want to lurk in someone's channel while I'm sleeping, and it's we're trying to go to bed or something, and I really appreciate people like, oh, hi Jess, it's so nice to see you and everything, but it's like, oh, I don't want to interact right now. And I feel like that's kind of, it feels like it's rude, but at the same time, especially, I'm sure a lot of introverts here can really understand that it takes a lot of effort to interact with people, even if it's just typing. It does, because you want to make sure that you're saying the right thing and you don't miss people, and oh, I didn't say hi to that person the right way or something, but I digress. I did have I don't know if you guys know, but Deepbot had this visual notification of drag racing, and I like the idea of chat games, especially with like the loyalty point system, because it's something interesting to kind of do when maybe chat is slowing down, or if I go AFK, and it's like the gambling thing that people could do, the bank heisting, the arenas, and the drag racing, and it had this huge like it took up a third, maybe even 2/3 of the screen. And actually one of my mods told me that he didn't like it because it distracted from the gameplay and from me, because I would just stop talking and we would watch it, and I would chat about it like, oh look, you know, car 8 is going and blah 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 blah. But we got rid of it because a lot of people actually were talking about how it was too distracting. So it's really hard to find that balance of being interactive and having these cool features and this flashy thing versus versus distracting people from the game and from you as the caster.
Were flashy things like Mantron's beard with glitter?
Yeah, that's a little. Can you tone down the beard, please?
Yeah, no, actually, you know, it's a valid question because, like, I actually never cared for any of those, like, I don't know, bank heist games or anything. I don't know. I thought those were. Then again, I never liked point systems or bank heist things, or I don't know. Like, do you still use the point systems or anything, or just you got rid of all, like, or?
No, yeah, I do use the point system, but now I have the 3 different systems. The games, mini games, they're just chat, and they also take up less text. I trim them down so they just tell you the very basic minimum of what you need, and also I got rid of the visual thing on my cast, and I think it works now. There's a few people who like doing it, but I think it's almost at the point where I could just phase it out and I could just have it as a the loyalty system, as in just, you know, lurking in the channel or chatting in the channel. And I know there are people who don't like it because it's like, well, we're just rewarding people who are just lurking in the channel or are able to be connected 24/7 and picking up points, but there are ways that you can counteract that, like not have people collect points while you're offline, and also only have people collect points if they've chatted in the last 10 minutes or 60 minutes or 120 minutes or something like that. But overall, it's difficult to figure out what works for you, because you can't really look at the top broadcasters and say, I'm going to do exactly what they do, because they've been doing this for months and sometimes even years in certain people's cases. And what you need to do to get either half to their level or even up to their level is work twice as hard as they are right now, twice as hard as they did before, because the oversaturation of Twitch is making it so you need to have this unique draw to your channel. You need to have something that makes people want to stay, and loyalty points is a really, really easy way to do that. Because you could say, yeah, I have this loyalty point system and we use it for giveaways. And yeah, it might attract assholes who just want giveaways, but most of the time loyal viewers kind of want to get something out of hanging out with someone, whether it's possibly earning a game or seeing one of their friends earn a game, or just seeing the mayhem that happens when a giveaway is happening and not participate at all as a possible winner. So yeah.
Yeah, like, see, I don't know. I'm like totally on the opposite spectrum on loyalty points, because, like, I understand the concept behind it, but personally, one of the things is that I hate the concept of having to reward somebody, like, or like, I feel like it creates somewhat of an artificial, you know, how do I say, it creates kind of like this artificial need to be there. And that I don't want to, like, you know, force people upon, because I know people can just be there when they want, not just lurk in the channel. I want, like, more active people rather than, hey, you know, rather than people who are just lurking in the channel just to get points or anything like that. And but, you know, regardless, Mantron, how do you feel like bots are, you know, taken away from the cast or adding to the cast or anything like that?
I think ultimately it depends on the person. It depends on the broadcast. I mean, for me, for a very, very long time, I've been streaming for 9 months, and in like the second month I thought about doing follower alerts and stuff, and I decided against it because I'm very like minimal when it comes to my stream. I don't typically like to have a whole lot of stuff going on outside of just myself, the game, and interacting with chat. But I recently had a change of heart. I do like I have follower alerts. I don't have like a sound or anything. They're still very minimal. They're just in the corner. I have the name, no sound or anything. But since I started doing that, I actually really like it. I really like doing that. I hate calling out lurkers though. I think when I first attempted streaming was actually a few years ago. We did actually like it was going to be a group stream with Pugs Please, myself, and like my roommate. But like doing all the scheduling with having multiple people was getting really difficult, so we decided not to do it. But back then, we would just call people out as they came in the room, and like we would say their name, and immediately they would leave. We're like, no, don't go, and we didn't understand why. And I think that like that I think is a terrible idea because again, like Jessy was saying, like there's a lot of times that probably 90% of the time that I'm in a channel, I'm lurking. I don't get super social on Twitch. I'm trying to like get out of that mindset. I'm trying to be more social. But I don't know. For me, like having the bots, I don't particularly like bots. Like if I go in a channel, I've heard that there's bots that call out lurkers, and I really don't like that. I've never actually seen that. I can't imagine who would like that. But again, like I think it really depends on the person. It depends on what kind of stream you're doing. For me, I like pretty minimal. I've got follower alerts and like donate alerts, and that's really just it. And I don't see myself doing much more than that. But I think it just depends on the person. Some people do it, very well. But for me, I know it would be a disaster. I would screw it up.
Word. Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, I've actually considered taking away my my follower. Well, maybe toning down my follower alerts because I feel like they do take away from the broadcast. I have toned down the and fixed the audio on them to where they don't scare me anymore.
Yeah,
at least.
But that's like another thing. Like some people, like I love that. Like there's some channels that I watch where they have crazy follower alerts. They have crazy alerts that scare them and do all this crazy shit, and I really like it when I'm watching it. But like for myself, that doesn't work for me. I think that it just takes time. You just have to like try different things. I definitely think that it's good to step out of your comfort zone, which is what I ended up doing, because for so long, like I said, I didn't want any alerts of any kind. But actually, since I started doing it, I've totally had a change of heart. I really like having like a subtle, small alert that just works well for me, I think.
Word. All right. What about you, Cessification? Like, what do you feel like takes away from a broadcast too much for you, or like, as far as bots, follow alerts, anything?
Well, there's been multiple times, like, kind of going back to like follower alerts, for example. I used to have one when I played games in non-full screen before I figured out how to use XSplit properly. Basically, I used to have it. It was literally just the text popping up. There was no image, no animation, granted because I didn't know how to set it up, but I mean there was absolutely nothing there. It was just the text saying this person has joined the pack because whole wolf thing, but I mean that's all it said, and I thank them for the follow. Now though, because I only have one monitor and I just use my laptop for chat, I don't have any notification at all. Instead I just see the emails that pop up. And I do think, like, I look at the email and I'm like, oh, this person just followed. And I thank them. It's like, oh, thank you, this person, for the follow. And, hope you have fun. Hope you enjoy your stay. That's pretty much all I say. And I don't expect anybody to say anything back in chat. But there are some odd few that say, oh, hey, no problem. I'm enjoying myself in here. And that's the only thing that they'll say. And that's it. Like, I'll be like, oh, cool, awesome. It's good to have you here. And then I'll just kind of keep going back to the game or the conversation or whatever I'm doing, and that's as far as it goes. I kind of considered, like, I've been trying to bring back the notifier just for the sound because it's cat bug, but I mean that's about it. I'll have it on one day and then the next day I won't even bother, just because again I just use my email because I just get the emails and that's it. As far as bot commands go, I've seen so many times, whether it be new streamers or a friend of mine or someone completely new that I'd never heard of before, I was like, oh, they're playing this game. And I go in there and a bot will greet me saying, oh, hi, welcome to the channel. I'm like, no, I'm out. And I leave immediately.
Yep.
Because I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, it's like, chances are, unless I want to be part of the conversation, I just want to sit back and watch, you know. And there's been, I'm gonna say, a few friends of mine that actually started out like that. Like, they only had like 10 followers, literally, like one of their first 5 streams, and they have that bot, and it irked me. I kind of like, okay, the iTwitch is coming back, and you know, and I'll message them after the stream and be like, listen, you know, not to be rude, I'm not telling you how to run your stream. However, when you have a bot that introduces and says hello to every single person that comes in, what if you were to get raided by someone, say, I got raided by Bananasaurus Rex one time. The very first time he raided me with over 600 people, and it blew my mind. If I had a bot that welcomed everybody in my chat, that whole bot, it would have been a raid message and a bot, a raid message bot, there would be no conversation. There would be absolutely nothing there. I would be confused. I'd be like, what is going on? Why is this bot going crazy? You know, but that's another thing. Like, aside from that, though, too, it's also, someone said in chat earlier, is that, yeah, seen a bot that actually said goodbye when you left. I twitched, I was stronger, because, honestly, when I saw, when I heard that, when I saw that message saying, oh, this person left, it's like, okay, that's pretty much calling that person rude because they left. And to me, it's like, it's totally unnecessary. If you want to have a follower notification, that's fine, as long as it's not, as long as it doesn't overcome everything else. When it comes to a sub notification, though, that's a little different, because that doesn't happen as often as a follow might.
Word. Let's see. The last question I kind of want to ask, Jessy Quilt, like, you've talked about the, like, okay, I already admitted I'm on the opposite spectrum as a point system for bots and whatnot now, where I think I'm just fully against it and all that, but I want to hear, like, how it has helped, like, you know, basically you say it builds up a loyalty system, like, in what ways you use it for, you know, you say you use it for giveaways and things like that. I just want to hear more arguments to maybe change my mind or enlighten me or give me a different perspective on it, and as well as you guys, Mantron and Cessification, on how you feel about the point system. I'm just kind of curious.
Sure. So, I mean, it all depends on how you want to run your broadcast. I know successful streamers who have no point system, mid-level or small streamers who don't have it, and that's perfectly fine. But I like it because it's another way for me to be able to see how long the person has been in the stream, because my bot is able to calculate how many hours someone's been in the stream, and how many of those have been either lurking or actually chatting or active or something like that. So it's kind of nice to be able to see, okay, well, this person is just here to soak up points or something, or they're just a lurker, and that's fine. Honestly, I added it because I thought it was a interesting way to add some sort of interactiveness to the stream. And it's also another way that I recently added the whole idea of doing it for giveaways like a few months ago, because it's another way to stop just random drive-by giveaway snipers, honestly, because it happened to me so often. I like giving things, and I like rewarding people who come to my stream, even if it's a very first person, the very first time that they came to my stream and they won something and they stuck around. I've had semi-regulars who won something their very first day coming to my stream, and they continue to stick around. But for every one nice person like that, there's probably 10 others that like just drove by and like left. And I wanted a way to counteract that, and that's how I do it. So.
What do you feel about Mantron or Cessy? How do you guys feel about point systems, and like, would you ever consider them for your cast, or do you use them for your cast? I probably should start with that.
For me, I don't use them. I think for me, the problem would be that I get way too distracted as it is. I have like I was saying earlier, I definitely probably lean more way towards the conversationalist side of Twitch. Like, if I started doing something like that, for me, I would probably like never play a game. And on top of that, I'm just super lazy, and I just don't think I would do it. I don't know, but again, like, it's just not for me. Like, I like that when I'm in like Jesse's channel, for instance. Like, I love getting all those little quills And it's one of those things like it is super fun. And then like Sour Kool-Aid Show has something like that where they have XP. I was super into getting XP in the Sour Kool-Aid Show. I was all about that. But like, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that like it depends on the person. For me, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be into it. I would not be super into it at all.
For me, honestly, I wouldn't get one, mainly because I don't know how much my viewers would actually enjoy it. I don't, like, then again, who knows, like, anything can happen, maybe the viewers might enjoy it, but it's just not really my thing. But I don't have a problem with it. Like, I go to someone's stream regularly, and I will watch as much as I can when I'm not at work, and they have a point system. I don't normally use the points, but every now and then, it's a battle. You know, it's just a battle between two people. Someone will duel you, and you know, you can either accept or deny. And if you accept, you know, you use five points. It's no big deal. And if it's a repetitive thing, I can see how it could get spammy in the chat. But if there's a timeout point, or not a timeout point. Sorry, if there's a, I don't even know the word for it. It's not coming.
Cooldown?
Thank you. If there's a cooldown, that's perfect. You know, half-hour cooldown, that's great, because although some people's like, oh, I want to duel someone, it's like, well, you gotta wait. You know, give it half an hour, or 20 minutes, or whatever the case may be, so that way it doesn't spam chat. I find it entertaining and fun just to kind of see, like, because it's technically, I think, a chance, or you can choose what move you want to do. The other person chooses their move, and you know, I kind of find it pretty entertaining for like a once in a while thing. I like Jessy Cool's idea. You know, you can use the points for giveaways and stuff like that, and that's great. But it's just not for me in my chat.
Yeah, like I will say that I am totally with Jessy Quill. Like, I think that's the only reason. Like, is I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have my exclamation mark fucks for my point system, because we all don't give a fuck. We give negative 90 fucks, apparently. But one of the things I do like is that, you know, it does show, hey, this person's been here for a while. And I will say that I haven't necessarily used the point systems because I think it was started as a joke, but I do like it because it tells us, you know, hey, how long has somebody been, you know, watching the cast, and how long have they been here and hanging out in the chat, talking, or, you know, not talking. How many fucks have they not given that they've wasted here? And that's the whole thing. So I haven't really implemented, but I do like that I have some kind of measurement to be like, hey, this person's been here forever. So I do totally understand that. So I think that's it. Holy crap, that's a lot of hearts. I think that's it. And as far as my topic goes, and I'm sorry if you guys in chat, the chat's moving too fast to where I can't keep up and add on to the topics, but if you guys do use the Q&A, we're going to be doing a Q&A, viewer Q&A after the break. And one of, let's see, who wants to go first with their topic? Nobody jump at once. You know what, Mantron, you go. You've been here before.
All right, sure, yeah.
What's your topic for the evening?
Did it just lag up, or was that just me?
It just lagged up a little bit. Okay. You're back.
Yeah, so the idea behind this was kind of like a social topic, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, one thing that I was thinking about is I think really there's something on Twitch that kind of bugs me, is that when there's a giant, huge channel, like I'm gonna use the example of AGDQ. In recent, like in the last year, like that channel has gotten so huge, and like my question would be, what do you guys think Twitch could do about those chats that are so big that like it is literally just a wall of just the most toxic, vile shit ever, where like, you know, if you go on AGDQ and like if certain people come on, you immediately are like bombarded with like the most awful shit ever. Like, what would be something that Twitch could do? Like, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool for AGDQ, maybe if they did sub only or something. I don't know. I'm curious what people think about that.
Like, if it was sub only, I don't know. I don't.
In the case of AGDQ, I guess the reason why I said with that is because they put that money towards the charity anyway, so it makes sense. So maybe AGDQ maybe isn't the best example, but like if we take for example like gaming development conferences and stuff that Twitch hosts on their own channel, the whole thing is just filled with like really awful people, and like what could possibly be done about that?
Well, I mean, there's I don't know. I guess that's what you would call a catch-22, because like if you do, like, I don't know, I look at it in their perspective. If you do sub-only mode, yeah, you might get a little bit more capital or more money going through that, or, you know, a charity or anything like that. And then if you don't, you've got the issue to where, like, you get all the shitters in chat. But if you do, you got people who don't want to be there, and then like, I think people are underestimating the viewer count. Like, you know, like the regular viewer count, even if they're not the best of viewers or the best of chatters or the best of users, they are making your stream way more visible. And, you know, and especially at events like those, I think at that point it's kind of somewhat more important. Now, I've seen what people did with AGDQ is that they would host the stream, and then they would chat in the hoster's channel if they were part of that community or something like that, so it wouldn't be
I think
as
that
vulgar.
works well, but I think on the other hand of that, like when you have, it gets you more exposure, but then you have people that go in there for the first time and they're like, oh, this is cool, and then they look over and see the chat, and then it's just like, wow, this is kind of fucked up. Like, I know that's how it's been for me even sometimes, and I've watched. I'm just using AGDQ because that's like a huge event that I care about, that I've watched. But I've gone into huge other casts about things that I don't care about as much, and I'm like, I'm gonna immediately turn chat off, just immediately, which sucks because, like, again, like with Twitch, a huge part of it is the chat, and like when the chat is completely ruined, it's completely terrible. What do? I don't know. I feel like there must be something that could be done, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. It's like, you know, the huge part of the chat is for us as individuals, but then as an event, it's kind of hard to keep track of. Hell, as this podcast, I'm having a hard time keeping up with this chat shit. Yeah. But no, how do you take this, Jessy? Well, maybe you know more than me. I've only watched one AGDQ, so I can't necessarily know much on how they could really solve the problem.
Sure. So you have to take into account, first off, the just sheer numbers that are in the channel at first. Like, if there's 6,000 people watching, even if they all say a coherent thought and not spam dank memes or whatever, you won't be able to keep up regardless. And also, Twitch does have built-in sort of guides to ban certain words with automatic bots, or the slow mode, or RK or R9K mode, all these different things that some people have talked about in chat as well. And honestly, when they are these huge events, it's not an interactive chat anymore. It's more of like, chat is this conglomerate of biomass or tech mass, and they just spam whatever comes to mind, honestly. And so if something is happening, like in the Old Spice Nature Man thing that happened last weekend.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Just talking about the chat itself, for the most part, at least when I watched it the first day, it wasn't filled with all sorts of crazy memes or anything like that. I mean, they were telling him to put a shoe on his head and, you know, like typical internet meme stuff, but it wasn't just a bunch of Kappa faces or no copy pasterinos or anything. It was like, legitimately, they were telling him commands because that was the point of the event. But because there was like 6,000 plus people in the channel, you couldn't keep up. But yeah, that was, it's an event. And it sucks as someone who does like interacting, like we all do, I'm sure. That's why we're here. Don't time out Smoochie, please. It's very difficult to really be able to understand how to have the balance between having an interactive, coherent chat and just the whole conglomeracy of the internet. So
yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Is like, I'd like to control as well, but I don't think there's a good way to do it. What about you, Cessification?
Usually, whenever, to be honest, I try not to enter chats that have an extreme number of people in there, because it kind of it kind of throws me off a little bit. I do follow a couple of streamers that get a regular 2,000 plus viewers per stream. And I'll pop in there, and granted, their chat's not, I'm going to say poisonous, because anything that's got like the copy paste and stuff like that, that to me is poison. It's just poison to the chat. For AGDQ, this year's was actually my very first one. The most recent one was my very first one that I actually stuck around for and watched. But I did hide the chat each and every time. I don't know if there's anything Twitch can do to, I guess, fix that. But the one thing that I did notice is that they do have a channel group chat section that you can make. So let's say you and about 10 to 15 friends are watching AGDQ or an event stream or something like that, and you guys all want to watch it and you guys all want to chat, and you don't want to use like Skype or any other chat program to do so, you can create a room and invite those people to that room. So you don't see anything else, you just see the people that you want in that specific room. So Twitch kind of, they've already kind of sort of fixed the problem, but I've never seen any of that being used. So
I'm too lazy to use that. I'm gonna be absolutely honest. I didn't even know that like a separate chat room feature existed until like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and then I was like, oh, that's cool.
It's like, yeah, I've never used it.
Yeah, I've never bothered. Like, too lazy, honestly. But like, is there any other Mantrons? Like, was there any more to like any more events or anything that you feel like they should work on, or like?
No, it wasn't necessarily that. It was just like, and like, like Jessy was saying, like with like memes and stuff. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying like super obviously like racist or sexist or whatever stuff where it's like, I mean, like, I wish I could think of some specific examples. There's just been a few that there's been a few huge Twitch events that I've just come across, and I go in and there's like, there's a ton of mods in there, but they're not doing anything. And like, I'm not talking about people that have 6,000 viewers. I'm not talking about like, streamers. I'm talking about Twitch hosted events where there's like, 20 mods in there, and there's like people that are just lines and lines and lines of racist stuff just because someone that's not white came on the screen,
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking like there must be either like, maybe they could like start like hiring mods and like paying them like, to like work on these huge events, because that would be a full-time job, no doubt.
I don't think they can pay anybody enough for that.
Yeah, seriously. But no, like the host thing is actually a really good point. But like you guys said, like very few people actually use that. And very few people know about that, especially people that are new to Twitch. And like my worry is that people are going to be like scared away from Twitch because they'll go in there and be like, "What the fuck is this?" I don't know.
Well,
that was my thought for that.
Sorry. I think part of the problem is that most of the people who come into these event chats are people who are new to Twitch, and they don't understand Twitch etiquette of you can't really say those sort of things, or you shouldn't really be spamming. And we do have these different sort of things that you can set up in the back end of your settings page, but not every event chat does that. Event chat does that before their event. It comes down to having bots that are able to time out or just purely ban people for having too many capitals, too many blacklisted words, too many emotes, etc., etc. I think if you do that, and plus have R9K mode on, and maybe even slow mode on, depending on how big the chat is, it will kind of die down. But I think part of the issue is it's new people coming to Twitch because they saw Old Spice tweet this thing, and they saw Old Spice blasting it on YouTube. And if you've seen YouTube comments, it's just a pit of despair, because YouTube comments don't have any sort of moderation. Neither do tweets, neither do Facebook groups. I mean, they do, and people can purge them, and there are admins, but for the most part, everywhere on the internet is just a cesspit of anonymous vitriol and tech mass. And Twitch is unique in the aspect that you have mods who are able to treat chat as a full-time job, and once you find a mod like that, you have to hold on to them forever, because they totally change the mood of the chat, and they help get bad comments out of the way and so on and so forth. But honestly, I don't think there's much we can do about event chats. It's going to be disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm with Jessy Quill on this one.
Yeah.
other than what Twitch already has, I don't think there's any way to really fix it. We also have the whole verified email for username thing, and that actually cuts down on a lot of trolls, to be honest. But I mean, I can't think of anything else. And I've been a part of a lot of chat rooms and IRC channels and forums. Twitch is doing all of the things that they do. They have moderators, they have global staff, they have all the different type of automatic chat things. They allow bots to connect and bots to do the automatic sort of banning of certain blacklisted words and overly spammed character letters and everything. I can't think of anything else that is feasible other than a human being looking at it and individually just banning people.
Ban everyone. That could solve it. No. But at a certain point, like, yeah, like you said something about the slow-mo, and I've actually never had a slow-mo experience I've liked. And, again, with the event chat, like, especially with, charity runs and, it's more important that they have the view count rather than the quality of viewer at a certain point. Because, there's not going to be people who want to be, like, there in a slow-mo chat or be in a too restricted chat at a certain point when they're raising a charity, because every view helps regardless. It's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, try to control it. But other than that, Cessification, do you got a topic for us today? We'll move on.
I do, and it's actually quite different. This is something that I like to ask a lot of people. Whenever I first get the chance to talk to them, I guess. Well, I'd say 1-on-1, but 3-to-1, I guess.
3-to-1, yeah. It's
3-to-1.
3-to-1.
The question that I'd have, like, topic is, what got everyone started and interested in the whole streaming business? And it's a loaded question, I guess, because to some people it's just a simple answer. But to others, it kind of goes beyond just, I like playing video games.
Now, when you say streaming business, do you mean like the business aspect of it, or do you mean just streaming in general, or
streaming in general?
Streaming in general, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say I am nowhere near running a business here. I'm doing this just out of the spare time, after work for fun, and that's just kind of like how it started. Let's see. My long story is that I started and I wanted to do YouTube, and then somebody introduced me to Twitch, and I was like, oh, fuck that, I'm doing this. And that's pretty much how I know that's not a very intricate story, but I guess for, the longer story of that would be that I've been out of a gaming PC for 2 years, and last year I decided to take my savings, take my money, and have a gaming PC. And I wanted to actually, I've never had a gaming PC. I've been out of a PC for 2 years, and then last year I took my money, saved it up, tax return, whatever came in. So I finally just saved up and threw down for a gaming PC, and I wanted to share my content and just, be connected, I guess, with other people, and that I wanted to share my stuff on YouTube at first, and then I found Twitch was a much more easier medium for me to share my content, much more real, much more raw, not as because whereas YouTube, one, takes a lot of editing, and two, it feels kind of fake because you got things prepped and you're gonna have this scene come in here, you're gonna act like this, or it kind of sort of, so it really wasn't my thing. And then I just got into Twitch, and my friend and I were actually supposed to be dual streaming and together and whatnot, and his computer crapped out oddly as soon as I got my computer working, so I just kept going, and he just dropped it, and I've been here ever since for a year now. Like, it all started, I think we all had this mentality, I could be wrong, like when we first get on Twitch, oh, hey, I'm going to get on Twitch, I'm going to become famous, and I'm going to make buku bucks or something, maybe, at a certain point, and then it became something more of that, like, especially as I started the podcast and wanted to build a community, I wanted to give back something. I started doing YouTube tutorials and things like that on, like, how to set up a Twitch stream, or how to, design a OBS chat and with CSS coding. or make follow notifications and like that. And then, the podcast for me is probably the biggest thing I feel like I can give back each and every week to my community, and, help learn from other streamers, help myself learn from other streamers, as well as, help other streamers learn from hearing us on the podcast itself. And then, that's pretty much where I'm at right now, is just building this community, and giving back, and connecting people as well. So there's my long story long, I guess. But Jessy Quill, what brings you here to Twitch?
Okay, well,
Right?
you thought that was long. Okay.
Well, okay. Jesse's gonna one up me. I see how it is.
See, E comes at the beginning of the alphabet, and it was like a short story, but Y is at the very end, so that's why my story is going to be really, really long. That's the difference between the two Jessies right here. I don't know. So, honestly, I've been gaming and sharing my gaming since I was born, honestly. My parents were big gamers, and I had a sibling when I was 5, and then again at 10. So the way that we bonded was, we went outside and we did homework together and helped each other with homework and everything, but went to family events. But the main thing that we did was play video games together or watched each other play video games. And that brings so much joy to me as a person, like sharing the emotions and the connections that you can get from video games, because as a medium, video games are the most interactive, beautiful art form that I can think of that we have. Then the very next one is going to be holograms from Star Trek, honestly. Like, there isn't going to be very much of a thing that can really bring people together. Like, of course it's fun to watch TV shows and go back to the office the next day and talk about it with like your coworkers, but to actually talk about like the different choices that you make in a video game and why you did them, and to get into the moral aspects of why are you a bad guy in your video games all the time? Well, I can't be a bad guy in real life or something. Or why are you always a good guy? Well, I want to put myself into the video games because it immerses me more and everything. So getting into the actual streaming aspect, I looked at YouTube for a while for like Let's Plays and stuff when it first really started to kick off, maybe like, well, I noticed it maybe about 6 years ago or so. And I think that's kind of when it started, when people actually started to have not only internet where they could upload these things better and faster, but also have gaming PCs instead of just consoles, or, the capture cards got better and better as time went on. And it's a little bit more than 6 years now that I think about it, but, that's when I noticed it. And then I got into Xfire, which is some website. I don't even know if it's up anymore. And one of my friends from college, when we were distant, he was playing the Assassin's Creed trilogy, and I didn't have money or the computer or the consoles to really play them. So he would play them for me and broadcast them on Xfire, and I would just watch for hours and hours during the summer. Like, it was 12-hour spurts in the middle of the night. And I just found it so fascinating that you could share video games over the internet with people. And then I started looking into actually casting. So I started looking into casting myself about like 4 years ago, and I didn't have the internet nor the computer for it. So I didn't do it. Xfire still exists. Okay. Somehow. I don't know how, but it does. So I kind of left it off the back burner. But then I found out about Twitch, and I started watching people like Coke Carnage and Towley and all the big event streams, charity streams, all those sort of things. And I was a lurker. I didn't even have an account. And then I think in 2011, I made an account. My Jessy Quill account, this one, actually, and I started lurking with an actual account, and then I started chatting a little bit, like saying hi to people or giving them advice when they ask for advice or something, and then I decided I got a semi-decent mid-range gaming laptop, and also my friends all graduated from college, the people that I would share games with, and my siblings were getting older, so they had to focus more on school, and I was busy with college and everything. So I decided to stream because I was lonely. I wanted friends to share my passion with. I love video games, and I love the interactions that you can get from them. And I started January-ish of 2014, and I joined like a streamer network group, which was, we talked about that earlier, like teams that really didn't do anything. This team tried to do things, but they mostly just tried to pick up smaller streamers that they thought would like blow up a little bit, and then they would add them to their real stream team. So whatever, it's fine. And I wasn't really consistent enough. I didn't have a schedule. I didn't have graphics. I had a horrible microphone and a horrible webcam, and I didn't have a green screen. And I did know a little bit about design, so like my UI wasn't like horrible. But overall, like I didn't know what I was doing until maybe like March of April of 2014. I decided to, I got a gaming laptop. Thanks to some of my viewers, and people actually liked me. Like, it was weird. They enjoyed watching me, and I kind of got it because I enjoy watching other people, and my siblings liked watching me, my college friends liked watching me. They thought I was funny. They liked the facial expressions that I made and everything. And I was flabbergasted that it was actually...
People like me?
Yeah, it was ridiculous, because I'm sure a lot of people can kind of think about that, part of the reasons why kind of either we're introverted or we're into video games is that we're not really into the whole interacting with a bunch of people sort of thing. So I never really had a lot of friends. So having people actually like talking to me and looking forward to watching me or seeing me in their chats was really interesting. And then unfortunately, I had to take a huge break at the end of summer in the middle of fall because I graduated from college, or I was in the process of it, and then I got my first full-time, like 40-plus hour a week job. And I moved to New York City and all these sort of crazy things. So I took a good 4-month break. And then I came back in October of 2014, and I started to take it, I started to think of Twitch as like a business or a part-time job. Like, I like doing this, so I'm going to give it actual attention and the effort that it actually deserves. And so I decided to go to all the PAXs in 2015, which I've been doing so far, and except for the dev one. I'm not going to the dev one because I'm not a dev.
How about that?
Yeah. And then I got my graphics done by a friend who's getting into graphic design and everything, so I have consistency because I know about design. I'm not a designer. And then finally, I actually got a schedule, and I think that's probably the most important thing of casting. It's the exact reason why TV shows kind of work out so well and they fight to the death for certain time slots. Maybe not so much in 2015 when people can just stream their content legally or illegally on all these different services and they can catch up on their shows whenever. But there are people who still talk about, oh, I need to watch Game of Thrones on Sunday night because on Monday morning I don't want to get spoiled in the office, or Sunday night when I'm going to bed and looking at Twitter I don't want to get spoiled. So it's really important to have that schedule so people can expect you. And once I did that, I actually started to see real growth in my channel and people actually knowing who I am. And so that's kind of how I got into streaming and how streaming is going for me right now. Is that the answer?
Yeah,
if that's what you want your answer to be. Holy crap, mine was short. You were right. I know that's the difference between the two Jessys. What about you, Mantron? How did you pick up into streaming and whatnot?
I can't possibly follow that up, so I won't even try. For me, it's a lot of that is very similar. I've always had that sort of like Jessy said. I actually had similar experience as a kid with my siblings as well, and then similar to what other Jessy, lesser Jessy said.
Wow! Whoa!
Just kidding, buddy.
No, who let this guy on here? Oh, wait,
apparently you. Yeah. Big mistake. No, but I kind of was looking into YouTube as well for a while, and I think that's probably the same with a lot of people. And I don't know, I really wanted to do it for a long time, and part of me, I still kind of do like the idea of doing like prepared content and scripted content, and that's cool. But ultimately what I really like about Twitch is the interaction, which is kind of ironic because for a long time I watched Justin TV and Twitch without saying a word. Like, I went years without saying a single thing on Twitch or Justin TV. And then I don't know, I tried, like I said, I tried that group stream. It was going to be called We Are Not Good, the acronym WANG, which is intended. So that was kind of like a thing we were going to do for a while. And it just, I don't know, it didn't click. And then about 9 months ago, like, it was sort of a weird situation. I was just like not in the best place mentally. And I was like, I really have nothing to lose. And I'm just going to say, fuck it. So I just decided like a schedule that I wanted to do. Oh, how dare you? How dare you?
I didn't do anything.
Oh my god. It hurts right in my heart. I just said, fuck it. And like ever since then, it's been insane. And like, it's crazy how much my life has changed from doing Twitch. Like, I don't know, that might be silly, but I don't know. I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way. Like, it's completely changed my life. I absolutely love doing it. It is like the thing that I look forward to every day. It is like the thing that I'm at work, I'm just like, I can't wait to get out of this place so I can go home and stream and see everybody that I like seeing. And yeah, it's been pretty amazing so far.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you know, Jessy actually brought up something. I was wondering, was there anything in your life that, like, you know, like, because for me, I grew distance from all my friends that I used to hang out with or anything. Like, was there anything like that for you guys as well when you started doing this and you were like, you know what, I think it'll be worth it to invest in this, and then, you know,
absolutely.
A lot of my friends are online now, you know.
I make this joke a lot, but it's really not a joke. Like, I really do just put every other aspect of my life aside, and streaming is like my focus in my life. And like, for me, I wouldn't have it any other way. Is it the smartest thing to do? Probably not. But legitimately, I have no free time. I don't see any friends in real life. It's very, 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 very rare. But I would definitely say that I'm so much happier with like doing streaming almost every day and having like a set schedule. Like, I wouldn't change it. I went from basically doing pretty much nothing with my life to just doing this, and I absolutely love it. But you're absolutely right. Like, I've put so many things on the back burner. I've put so many aspects of my life aside to focus on streaming because you just have to. You just do.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, honestly, like, what was it? My lord is saying, real life friends. Honestly, that's the thing though. Is that I've been happier with my friends, and these people have been so much realer to me than some of them real, quote unquote, real life friends. You know, as I like to call them, local friends, online friends. They're all real. But you know, like, and I've grown apart from that, and that's why I kind of started streaming as well and picked it up even more, is because it felt much more welcome, like Mom Lord says, when you got all your friends in chat hanging out with you. Now, Cessification. Now, I don't actually think you actually answered your own question.
Nope.
So, what brought you into streaming?
Well, okay, I don't know if my story is going to be longer than Jessy Quill's here, but
I don't think anybody is. I mean, I'm sorry, Jessy Quill.
But the thing is growing up, I never really had many friends to begin with. I moved from Toronto, Canada, to Italy, to Venezuela, and then back here to Toronto. And it honestly, it became really frustrating, kind of moving and, you know, saying, hey, I've just made a best friend and I have to leave. So I kind of, ever since I was 8 years old, that's when I first started playing video games. And my parents, much to their, I guess, dismay, for my first communion, they decided to get me, they asked me, oh, what do you want as a gift? They thought I was going to say, like, oh, let's get me some Barbie dolls, let's get me some clothes. I said, Mom, I want a Super Nintendo. So that was my gift. They had no idea initially what it was. And they got that for me, and they bought me some games and all that, and it was great. And again, my mom was just like, what are you doing? You're a girl. You're not supposed to be doing that. Old-fashioned Italian parents really heavily believed that I should have been doing girly things. But, you know, they got me the system, so yeah, that's where I started. I never really had anyone to play the games with, and growing up, being bullied, never really had many friends. So I kind of took gaming as a as a thing. When just a couple years before graduation, I made friends and I started to get out of the house and not play as many video games because I had things to do. Then I moved back here to Canada, and again, no friends. So I'm like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to focus on internet stuff because I find it more entertaining. And I don't know if anybody knows or even remembers, Blog TV is where I started the whole broadcasting anything. It was literally just a face cam on said streamer, and you're just talking to your chat. No games, no nothing. I think games are forbidden at the time because it was all copyright content. Some people still tried, but, you know. You know, that's where I started getting a little bit of confidence, saying, oh, people actually want to come on here and talk to me. Okay, this is great. And then Blog TV got shut down, so I'm just like, all right, new form of entertainment, please. And I'm not gonna lie, I got interested in YouTube first, of course, like most people have, through PewDiePie. So I'm just like, oh, hey, if he can do it, why can't I? So of course, I never expected such a following like him, but you know, I started getting, you know, some subscribers, some people who wanted to watch videos and wanted to watch more, wanted to see more. And I was like, oh, this is great. And then I met one streamer who I met him through, again, PewDiePie forums, and I never even heard about Twitch until the middle of 2013, and I never even knew anything existed. I knew about Justin TV through Blog TV, but I had never heard of Twitch before, so I had no idea that existed. And so I followed this streamer because he said, oh, hey, I'm live. And I'm like, oh, I've been watching your videos. We're friends. We talk. So let's see what this is about. Saw him streaming, and I'm like, hey, maybe I can do it. And I met a couple of friends, and they're like, yeah, you should try. And then I got hooked. The one thing that Mantron said, having a schedule is probably one of the most important things. I never actually was able to get one set up because of work being such a shifty thing. But that's pretty much how I started. It's like people started to come in the chat and they wanted to be in there, and, you know, 2 or 3 people who are my regular viewers are usually there in my chat before I am. And it's overwhelming to me going from a place in my life where I had nobody to talk to a place where people actually want to play games with me. They want to talk to me. They want to have me around, and it's great. And I couldn't be happier doing what I do now. And yeah, it gets awkward sometimes, and people's like, oh, what do you do when you're at home? I play video games. It's just like, what? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, I play video games on stream. On stream. And they're like, wait, you're a streamer? I'm like, yeah. They're like, and then, of course, you know, you have those real-life trolls and be like, oh, do you stream porn? It's like...
Say yes.
Oh, I did once, and they kind of told my boss. That didn't end well.
What?
Oh
my
my god.
They didn't realize the whole sarcasm aspect of it. Because I'm just like, yes, it's totally porn.
Wow.
And they ended up telling my boss, and my boss confronted me about it, and I'm just like, are you serious?
Even if it was, who cares?
But it's like, a Kappa. If a Kappa was real, I'd throw one in your face right now. I would just throw it in your face. I should make a plushie Kappa. I just throw it at people. But they confronted me about it, and I'm like, no, I stream video games. And it's literally, this is what it is. They were familiar, my boss was familiar with Twitch. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah. They're like, I'm gonna watch you. I'm like, oh, cool, awesome. So
there you go.
And, you know, that's pretty awesome. I was like, oh, all right. This was back, like, last year. But yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, like when I first started with Twitch, like my boss knew what Twitch was or whatever. Even then, like I got a green screen. They're like, "Oh, so think about all the porn videos you can do on Space now." I'm like, "Shut up!" Oh my god. It's really funny that you bring that up. I'm like,
you do that.
What? No, I mean not on Twitch, obviously.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I can't get that link out, guys.
I forgot I wasn't supposed to mention that other one.
God damn it, Mantron.
Sorry, buddy.
You can't keep secrets. God.
Damn it.
Let's see. I believe. Let's see. Is there anything else to touch on that I can think of? I think that's pretty much everything for that as far as that topic. Or did you have anything else to add, Cessy? No? Alright, so, Jessy, cool, I believe that just leaves you and your topic today, and, what do you got for us?
Well, I had a few topics, but I think we kind of touched on a lot of them already. So I guess one of my backup topics would be, um, how do you feel about how the I don't know exactly how to word this because it is my backup topic, so I apologize. Um,
It's all good, no worries.
but basically, how do you feel about how different types of video games uh, have certain ratings and such as like okay, let's give an example. I guess how GTA series and how semi-realistic it is and all the different storylines and non-storylines things that you can do in it um, can affect how a person views real life basically and how it also paints a accurate or inaccurate photo of what life is.
So you're basically asking like how to like how do you feel about video games like when for example we all know of what that lawyer Jack Thompson who accuses video games of the cause of all crime and all that and like how justified that is basically is what you're asking or
Yeah, I suppose so. That could be an interpretation of that, sure.
yeah I'm working with this here but like I think we take a lot of things out of video games and like I don't know me personally I will admit I get really sucked into video games and I think I could do karate I think I could sword fight and I don't think I could do any of those really when it comes down to it and I'm yeah but you know I will say video games have inspired me to do so much more. I feel like they give me this like feeling of empowerment whenever I tackle a new game and I beat it, and it's just a great feeling for me in general. And then you know with streaming, it extended over to streaming and then doing this podcast, and it just has changed my life in a lot of ways. Maybe not directly where hey I'm going to be playing GTA and then how I'm going to relate it in, you know to real life and be a gangbanger or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know the lingo. I'm too white for this. But you know, I'm trying to think of a good, really example. I will say this is gonna sound really dumb, but I will say that I have played Mario Tennis, and I got into tennis because of that, because it was so much fun. And I kind of regret it because I've twisted my knee 4 times, but that's beside the point. I love tennis still. So, I don't know. If anybody else wants to take this one, I feel like I'm going on a tangent that I don't even know where it's going, to be completely honest.
Oh god, we both, me and Cessy both unmuted at the same time. Then we're like, oh god, better mute again. Talk.
You go first.
No, you first. No, you hang up.
No, you hang up. Okay, no, I'll be at my mic.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if the question is like, you know, what do we get? What do we take from games to real life? I definitely would say I've gained a lot of positives. But I think that, you know, when you talk about like the Jack Thompson thing, of course, with people that are, you know, have committed murders or whatever, and they blame video games, whether, you know, that's based on pure speculation or the person that committed the crime mentioned in the game specifically. This is the same kind of thing you see with movies or books as well. I think what it boils down to is that like people that are crazy will probably be drawn to games like GTA for the same reasons that people that aren't crazy are drawn to it. You know, like I love running around, going crazy in that game, blowing everybody up, shooting everything, and it's fun. It's fantasy, but of course there's people that are crazy that probably enjoy it for that same reason. I think ultimately it comes down to like, you know, the only thing that we can really do is like I think that the ratings of course exist for a reason. Like, should your kids be playing this? Maybe not. I guess that's up to the parent involved, but I think what it boils down to is that people that are going to do wrong are going to do it regardless of their entertainment choices, I guess you could say. I think there's definitely a lot of good to be gained from video games and movies, books, but of course there's people that are going to take those things and they're going to use that as an excuse for their criminal activity or whatever. I guess that's my thought on it.
honestly, I think that this could go back to when I'm gonna say Marilyn Manson was blamed for uh, a bunch of stuff. Actually, I was just gonna say just one. It's like no. He was blamed for a lot because certain people who did a certain crime, which was terrible, by the way. They said, "Oh, we listened," or someone said, "Oh, they listened to a lot of Marilyn Manson." No, you can't. In my opinion, I personally wouldn't be able to blame a song or a music genre or a game per se. Like it's kind of like saying I play a lot of Payday 2. I can be a little crazy and I can have like dreams or whatever, but I'm not gonna go hit up a bank and be like, oh, they can be sneaky. I can do that very same thing. I can be sneaky. I can go around the corner and just kind of, just be like all casual and be like, yeah, let me just sneak inside this bank, take a look at where all the guards are. Yeah, I'm all right. My friends are outside. They back. No, that can't happen. Obviously, like so many people would be I don't know. Mantron hit the nail right on the head. And I really hope I didn't butcher that saying. I've done that. It's kind of like crazy people will do crazy things, no matter what games they play, what music they listen to, what movies they watch. And it in a game for me, whenever I have had a long, stressful day at work, all I can think of during the middle of the day when when there's a customer that really makes me mad, it's like, I just want to go home, play Payday 2, and imagine their face on every single person I shoot.
I might have done that with GTA with my jobs. I'm not even gonna hide that one.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I still do that. I still do that on a daily basis, every single day. I'm just like, this person has pissed me off. Since I know I can't do anything for real, I'm just gonna say, hey, you're this person. Bam, shot in the head. That for me is just like, it's an escape for me. And the higher the rating, the more of an escape it is. And I can understand though, the ratings, like if I had kids, if I had a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old, I'm not going to let a 10-year-old play GTA 5. If he goes to his friend's house and plays it there, I wouldn't really be happy about it, but you know what? They're playing a video game. As long as they're playing the video game and not doing it in real life, I'm okay. As long as they understand that this fantasy cannot be brought out to the real world, I'm okay. The kid's okay. As long as they realize, no, you can't go shoot someone in the head because they called you a bad word. You can't do that. You just no, it's not GTA. Can't do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think the whole thing, honestly, has got to be the moderation of video games. Like, there's like, would you say at a certain point these people like maybe had to play too much and then get too sucked into the game and then trying to translate that into their real lives? Or because I think honestly, I think the reason why I stayed sane mostly is because I had good moderation. My parents knew to when to cut it off and like as well as how much to restrict and and I think I was actually better for it, that I had a little bit of restriction on my games and what I could play and what I can't play, and compared to what I can play and whatnot and what I can enjoy. And I think that's honestly a good thing for everything. Everything is better in moderation, but because crazy people are going to do crazy things. I love that quote. Go figure, Mantron. But what about you, Jessy Quill? Like, did you have like a reference or anything like that you wanted to, like, as far as your topic goes, like a reference on what you were talking about or why it got brought up, or just kind of curious?
Sure. So, I guess in college I did a lot of research on it because I love video games, and I took a lot of sociology, mass communication, and psychology classes at a school that wasn't exactly like full of video game nerds. So there were a lot of people who thought like oh, you play an interactive simulator to kill people, therefore you're training yourself to kill people, and therefore this medium is totally bullshit and you shouldn't be doing it or anything like that. But for the most part, there was some research that I found in one of my mass communication classes, and it backs up everything that you guys said, saying that there are different factors of a person that basically makes them go over the edge and go do something crazy. And they analyzed every sort of event that's occurred that also has those people they were all blamed on video games or something, or comic books, or new TV shows, or radio stations. Like, since the beginning of any new medium coming out, it's been blamed for some sort of tragedy. Because people kind of want to have some sort of answer for senseless violence against innocent people, and so they blame it on something that they don't understand, something that's new, something that changes their society. And so the formula was basically your genetics, your upbringing, your current environment, and the simulation that you consume yourself. Like, those are the 4 basic factors that create someone who might do something insane or crazy or whatever you want to call it. So basically, if most of those factors are covered by, like, genetics, you're not predisposed to certain mental conditions, or you have a good upbringing of your family, making sure that you consume video games in moderation, or they help you understand the difference between escapism versus reality in any media that you consume. And then your current environment, you're not stressed out because of work or school or friends or family. And then finally, you're not consuming, like, a medium that is, like, totally, like, you could have a 5-year-old playing GTA, and they won't really understand what's going on, like that they're killing a hooker or something, or they are bad-mouthing their character's wife and demeaning her as a person or anything. But those little things are, like, subconscious, and they go back into the whole environment thing. If all of 4 of those factors are in the negative and are affecting a person, that's basically when that person blows up and they do something that is given national attention. So I always thought it was interesting when people who say it's all video games' fault, they always forget about the other 3 factors. There's more factors, but those are the 4 basic factors. And Moblord, violence and gun violence has gone down consistently since introduction of violent video games. Yeah, it's correlation is not causation. And just because you see more and more stuff on TV, it just means that we have these 24-hour news stations now who need to have data constantly going. I mean, if you think about it, like, just tune in to any news channel and they talk about the same thing forever. And of course, like, yeah, people tune in at different times and they want to catch everyone and catch them up with, like, the new stuff. But people who might have it on in the background all the time, or people who do watch all the time, are going to be indoctrinated with this idea that, oh, the video games did this, or people who are depressed are the problem, or people who don't have a great family life or who didn't have a great childhood are the problem, when it's not that. It's a combination of all of it affecting a person. So, yeah.
Well, shit. I'm gonna follow with that illogical comment. Yeah, that is a lot to take in, and I feel educated now. Milo is a fair, actually, said in chat. If you still have that article, if you want to link it to everybody in chat,
I don't have it with me. I have it on my old laptop.
Gotcha. Maybe some other time we'll look into it. But does anybody have anything else to add on to that? Because, like, I don't think I'm qualified to answer anything. That was
Jessy killed it.
That was amazing. Holy crap. But give me one sec, guys. Actually, we're going to be taking a quick break here. We're going to be taking a 5 to 10 minute break, but before we do, guys, I hope you have your shoutouts ready, because we're going to be doing some shoutouts. We're going to be showing some love to casters we think you guys should follow. Let's see. Mantron. I don't even know, man.
Mantron.
I am just getting all tongue twisted with everything. I don't even know how I got tongue twisted with your name.
Why are you hosting this?
I don't know,
Who put you in charge of this?
You know what? Just go. Who do you got for us today? Like, and who do you, like, basically
Mantron.
tell us who Let me get my shit together. Who are you plugging? What are they about? What do they do? And what can we look forward to following them? And why should we check them out? You know what? Give us a sales pitch on somebody.
All right, sure, I can do that. So yeah,
And drop their link in chat, like spam it.
just spam the shit out of it. I will absolutely.
Go for
I
it.
would love to. So this is Oh Gosh Steven. This recommendation is possibly slightly biased. He's actually a real life friend of mine. But I've been super impressed with like how well he's been doing on Twitch. He's a part of the same team that I'm a part of, the arcade, and Jesse's also on that team. He is legitimately one of the funniest people I've ever met, like in real life and on his stream. Particularly on his stream, I cannot watch that man without laughing out loud. It just can't happen. He's got an adorable cat named Dillard who makes regular appearances. This is like the most camera unshy cat I've ever seen in my life. But definitely check him out. He plays a lot of the Souls games. He's not super great at them, and that kind of makes it part of the fun. He's got like a very like subtle sense of humor. He's not like super loud and whatever. He's got a great voice. He's just a really interesting caster that I think you guys should definitely check out. If you like any of the people that are on this cast right now, I think you would probably really like Steven. He's fucking amazing.
Word. All right. And next, we're going to move on to Jessy Quill. Who do you have for us today? Feel free to spam their link. Also, tell us what they're about and why we should follow them, what we can look forward. Give us your sales pitch on somebody. And guys, I do follow Oh Gosh Stefan. Haven't really checked him out much, but I do follow him. But yeah. So, Jessy Quill,
Okay.
you're up.
Sure. So, I am going to plug a relative newcomer to my stream, actually, but someone who has definitely proven their worth, not only as a viewer of multiple streams, but as a caster themselves. And his name is Wody. And he is a great guy from Australia. And he has such a professional-looking cast, and he's very new to streaming. But he really understands what Twitch is about the interactions, about the gameplay, about the networking and everything. He has such a gorgeous voice, a gorgeous overlay. He puts so much time in, well, he has like a minimalist overlay. I mean, he puts so much time and effort into the hardware of his stream, into making sure his casts are long and meaningful. I'm sure if you enjoy kind of how I cast, or any of us really here cast, viewers who are in chat right now or people on the podcast, you will enjoy him.
All right, word. And Cessification. Who would you like to spam the link in chat, and then just tell us who they are, what they're about, and what have they been up to, and give us a sales pitch on them and why we should follow them.
Honestly, this is gonna be tough for me, mainly because like I already, the people who are in here who follow me already know who I'm gonna be shouting out. The reason being, he is one of my best friends. I will shout out Ginger Dragon 87. I stream with him a lot. I also show up in his streams. I will watch his streams whenever I can. He's a great streamer, in my opinion. He loves interacting with his chat. He's a great YouTuber. He plays a variety of video games. Recently, he's actually been playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII. And just the attitude and the personality he brings into each and every game. Be quiet, darkness. The attitude he brings into each and every game just kind of really brings the entire thing to life. He's able to, keep up with the chat and with the stream itself and with the game. Jessy, please. But yeah, he is my absolute best friend, and it is someone that I really, really think deserves a lot more viewers than he gets, a lot more followers. And he's slowly creeping up to, he just passed 1,000 followers, so I was just about to say slowly creeping up to there, but he's there.
All right, cool. I will check them out. And let's see. Last but not least, I guess would be my plug. And let's see. I just recently found out about this guy, and I just recently actually checked out his cast. Very chill caster, very laid back, humorous, very easygoing atmosphere. I love the cast. I love his chat. And he just so happens to know everybody I know. But then I just found out about him. It's Infenget 33, really cool dude. and you know, he's been a regular here for a little bit and hasn't like for once like, you know, told me that he was a caster, and I kind of wish he did, but at the same time I do respect that he doesn't want to plug himself or anything like that. But yeah, I've been really enjoying his cast. But other than that, guys, once again, it's Oh Gosh Stefan, Wody, and Ginger Dragon 87 and Fenget 33. Please do check them out. We're gonna take a 5 to 10 minute break. Feel free to check them out during the break and drop them a follow, and we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you on the Zoom call, basically you guys can mute your mic, or you can talk to chat, or you can do whatever the hell you want. But just be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Aside from that, chat, guys, we have about 20 questions in the Q&A. If you want to add more, you can add as many as you want via this form, and basically you'll be able to submit any questions you want us to answer. We're going to be doing viewer Q&A shortly after the break. Alright, guys, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Be right back.
Alright, I actually am not really leaving. So, how are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen of the chat? Someone isn't muted. I know, yeah. I actually never actually left, and I don't actually have to pee or anything, so feel free to, chat about weird drinking. Says, look, I really love Coke Zero. Don't judge me. I'm sponsored by Coke Zero. See, yeah. Don't judge me. Oh. Hi, Jessy. I love you. What's up, Bunny Tails? And guys, once again, and before he has the pee, probably. But yeah. No. What's up, Samson ID? What's up, Bunny Tails? Can I has AMS? I have no idea what's going on. We're just taking a quick break. We're going to be doing viewer Q&A in a bit. You guys can fill out multiple questions at a time. It's not limited to one per user. Feel free to put in as many questions as you want. Literally, as many questions as you want. Preferably logical. We do answer some troll questions here or there. And yeah, but I'm just here for Jessy Quill, and I was already following Mantron. I'm totally gonna check out Cessy's stream. What does she usually cast? I have no idea.
I'm still here, actually. By the way, I'm just typing in chat. Just type.
Oh my god, I didn't even see you were typing in chat. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Honestly, I typed in chat. I try to stream every day unless I'm feeling sick. Last night I wasn't feeling that great. What times? Honestly, it's really tough for me to actually specify times, even though I do have a schedule on my page. I can't really follow it because of work, but I try to stream every night around 10 p.m. Eastern, because I'm usually home around that time, even when I'm doing a closing shift. If I'm off work, I will try and stream all day, so it's literally random, but I always tweet out my streams.
Yeah, I actually got my schedule fixed, and I'm actually going to be telling people a set schedule for my stream. I know what it's like to have a random schedule, inconsistent cast, inconsistent hours, and inconsistent everything. It's just, yeah, I could see that being a pain in the ass. I've actually fought against that struggle. I actually told my job, I was like, I got a second job at night.
That's what
Not-
I said, but
not
I can't say that because I'm still under probation. I've only been there for like 3, maybe 4 months, and my boss already doesn't like me, so I can't just say, hey, by the way, can't do any more closing shifts for you. That would not go over very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that being a problem. But yeah, no, well, like, it's one of those things. And honestly, I've taken a little bit of money hit, but it's like, I really want to be able to do this more often and do this more consistently. Like, in fact, I found, like, I had time in the morning to cast, and then it wasn't even my best cast, because I'm just sitting there, like, half awake. I'm just like, fuck, I'm casting because I feel like I should, and it was just bad. But,
I've
yeah.
done like one morning cast and it was amazing. I wish I could do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's not possible with my current life.
So, like, you do night casts by, just because of your schedule. That's all it allows, basically.
Yeah, pretty much the only time I could do it consistently. Basically, the place that I work closes at 9 p.m. It takes us about an hour to get out, so that leaves me with an hour to get home and get set up before 11. So, and the earliest I would possibly go in would be opening at like, I'd have to wake up at 7:45ish, and like it doesn't leave me with a lot of time to sleep, but I can still function. So I kind of just had to go with that schedule. Also, I have roommates that also use the internet, and like I don't want to hog it because obviously streaming uses most of your bandwidth, and I don't want to bug them either. So I wait till they go to bed, and it's just the right time for me. But when I did my 24-hour streams, I started at like 11 a.m. and it was like, oh man, this is great. It has so much energy. Oh.
Yeah, I need to do a 24-hour stream soon. But
No, you don't. It's terrible. I thought I was gonna die.
I feel like it's a rite of passage, though, at a certain
It
point.
is. I think it kind of is. Yeah, in a way. The last hour, I was losing my mind.
Alright.
I was losing it.
Guys, give me 1 sec. I got a raid in the house. I got B-Mint Games. Thank you for the raid. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for coming in with the raid. What is up, B-Mint? How was your cast, man? Well, I'm sorry, I probably won't have time to really interact with chat, but also, I want to give shout-outs real quick to a couple of people. Andrew, for your the host at the beginning of the stream. Let's see, I got 26 channels, freaking, oh my god, 26 channels. Let's see, S. Brian Games, Cessification, of course, Bitmint, B-Mint, Chief Wahoo, Andrew Arcade, Mantron, of course, and Samson ID, let's see, Jessy Quill, and Bunny Tails, and Venget, Verlomi, Holy Pikachu, Official Daikon, Gallifrey Gal, and Christine87. All excellent streamers who have been hosting the stream today. Thank you guys so much. Also, thank you to Vash and @Sams and BamaFan. And I'm sorry, I feel kind of tacky, but I want to take the time out of the day while I remember to thank everybody for the host, guys. You guys are awesome. And thank you, Alex, for the host as well. But other than that, guys, are we all back and we're all ready? Just so you know, can you check or we're not ready just yet? Well,
That depends on how much eating you want me to be doing on the stream.
it's a valid point. It's entirely up to you. I mean, we can keep it real and we can eat on
It's not my
stream.
stream. I don't eat on my stream. I'll eat on your stream.
See, that's the beautiful thing about not using Facecam. I can eat whenever the heck I want, and not have to worry.
That's
I'd be like,
genius.
I've been eating this whole time. Not
My
really.
God, why am
I've
I
been-
using a face cam? Well, no, like it looks better without my face, anyways. Evil Bunny even said so.
Poor Jessy.
I know, right? Hashtag Team Not Jessy. Oh,
It's that self-deprecating, or was it
defecating, self-defecating.
Yeah, self-defecating humor. That's the right one.
Yeah, that's what we.
That's the word we're looking for.
But guys, just so you know, in the Zoom call, if you guys could check the chat in the Zoom call, I gave you guys a link to a Google Docs. That way you'll be able to see what questions are coming in. You might have to refresh it every once in a while as I eliminate questions and as questions come in, because it doesn't like update in real time. But
that first question from that's a great question.
uh-oh. I haven't necessarily looked at it.
I like it. I like it. It's okay. I like it.
You know, that's a good question. I've heard of Jessification. My God. So, let me know. Just give me some kind of a sign when you guys are ready. If you want to eat on cast, I'm totally cool with that. Mantron, I don't even know what you're doing anymore.
I'm pretty much almost ready.
Word. Pretty much
Whatever.
almost ready. Alright.
As long as Jesse's eating too, I'll feel better about it.
I got Coke Zero. I don't know what you want from me.
No, wrong Jessy. She's eating right now.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying, Jessy Quill's adorable. That's all. No, don't hide your face. Don't hide your face.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and they're eating. So I hope you're not hungry, or if you are hungry, get over it.
Ow, so rude.
Or straight to the point. I don't know which would, whatever. Let's see. Let me take a look at some of these questions we got here. Let's see. Electro Kittens ask, what? Oh, by the way, you guys who got this Google Docs, you can pick out the questions in any order. Just whichever one you find most interesting, feel free to pick it up and just be like, hey, I want to answer this question next or something like that, So, with that said, Electro Kittens asks, what emotions and hardships do you have to face when just starting Twitch? What were you thinking and ideas when it comes to building the communities you have now? Let's see. That's a really good question, Electro Kittens. I will say that one of the hardest things was starting out on Twitch. Like, the reason why I started out on Twitch is because I got tired and bored of my friends, and then I got, I just kind of moved on from there, and then you have an empty chat for so long when you're starting on Twitch, so it's like, oh, now I have no friends in chat and in real life. But, I will say it was hard, getting to do the commentary and, like, getting used to talking all the time in a room by myself and not feeling weird. That was the weirdest experience for me, like, when I first started out. And so what I personally did was, like, just let everything in my mind, I just let it, all flow. If I'm, feeling this way, I've let however I feel into my stream, and, I think that really helped me a lot. As far as another thing that kind of, hurt, I think I was really too laid back, and I wanted to be friends with everybody, and I wanted to be really easygoing and have no rules. It was like, rules are lame and whatnot, and I tried that, and it backfired horribly, and I had a community of just horrible people, and I had to confront it and fix that whole situation and build a better community and just better quality, of people, and surround myself around better quality people who, in turn, you guys make me feel better, I will say. So, I mean, the one thing I will say is don't be afraid to be a dick, to put your way from shitty people. Like, that would be my first, utmost important advice I would give, personally. I don't know. What about you, Cessy? I'm gonna choose you because I don't think you're eating, and if you are,
no. Honestly, when I first started Twitch, I had no idea what I was doing, and the first good number of streams that I did, I always had someone in a call because I had no idea what I was doing. But the person I had in the call was new to streaming as well, so for me it was all just completely and entirely new. I had no idea, didn't know what to go off of, and the only thing I could think of is Think Blog TV. What would you not want to see in what do you not want in your chat? Do you want poison in there? Do you want some rules against it? So the first thing I did was I went to the filter section setup, or whatever section it is, and the option setting that allow you to cross out words that you don't want to see in chat. Immediately I filtered words that I find offensive, whether it be to myself or to my friends. I said, no, I don't want to have these words. That's the very first thing I did when I first started streaming. Because the one thing that I knew about the internet is trolls are everywhere. And it doesn't matter what you do, they will find a way to come to your stream. And the one hardship that I had to face was, what kind of stream do I want? What kind of people do I want watching me? Do I want, do I want it something really, really clean, really just kind of, no cussing, no swearing, or do I actually just want to be myself and see how it goes? And at first I tried, like, okay, I don't want to say any cuss words. I don't want people saying bad words in my chat. I don't want any lewd stuff in my chat. I want to keep it clean. That didn't last very long, and right now my stream can be extremely lewd. Of course, there's always a line that shouldn't be crossed, but my chat knows not to cross that line. And I've rarely had any problems with my chat. But that's when I established I want to be able to have fun. I want to be myself, and I can finally. When I finally found a place where I can be myself, it was perfect for me. I was just like, no, I found the one spot where I belong. This community is what's helping shape my stream and shape itself.
Word. What about you, Mantron? Let's see, what hardships and emotions have you had to go through to, as far as starting out streaming and whatnot? And any advice you can give?
I definitely related to what you were saying, where certainly when I started, I didn't talk on Twitch beforehand. I didn't have anyone to be like, hey, I'm gonna try a stream, come watch. So my first days were like, here's my first week. I think I had maybe one person come in and say something. I definitely, this advice worked for me very well. I don't remember where I first heard this, but the idea of not having your view count anywhere where you can see it actually really helped me. I don't know if that's, how everybody else feels, but I, to this day, don't have my view count up. I never have any idea how many people are in my chat other than who's chatting. For me, that does two things. One, if you're just starting out, it helps you to just relax and not focus on that. And if you don't see that you have 0 people, you're gonna feel less awkward about just talking to yourself. You can only assume that someone might be watching, so you have to keep talking. You have to keep doing your thing, and that's the hardest thing to get over at first is how do I entertain people that aren't saying anything? And then there's a flip side of that, of course, too, where if you suddenly get an influx of people, if you get if I suddenly get a ton of people, I still get nervous, because I can tell on chat that there's a lot of people in. But if you're used to having one person, you suddenly got 20, you might get nervous. It's nice to just be able to just be like, okay, this is me doing my thing. I'm not worried about how many people are in here. I'm just gonna, do my best. But I think everybody goes through a lot of similar problems. I've noticed, from people other streamers that I've talked to, watching podcasts like this, that a lot of people have those. You will definitely have days where you're gonna feel down. You're gonna feel bad about your stream. You're gonna feel like you didn't do a good job, and you just have to kind of roll with it. Everybody feels that way, and I don't think there's a single caster I've met that says I feel good about every single stream that I do. You just have to do your best and try your best each time. But there's definitely gonna be nights where you feel like I fucked up maybe. I mean, I was saying this recently, I think it was to Jessy, where there's nights that I will just have terrible dreams about having really bad casts and everything going terribly. I definitely stress out about that. I definitely have felt those feelings, but you can turn that around and use it to your advantage. You can always be pushing yourself forward. You can be using those feelings to say to compete with yourself, is the way I explain it. Always try to push yourself forward and do better. That's my advice, I guess.
All right, cool. What about you, Jessy Quill?
Okay, well, I think we kind of touched on this earlier, but the different reasons why we came to Twitch or when it started, and I think we all started the same way, where there was like no one really in our chat. I think as a girl streamer who has a webcam, one of my problems was that I had too many people in my chat, and not necessarily in number, but in trolling, I guess. And I felt obligated to cater to some of these trolls who were overly sexual in their comments, or demeaning or anything like that, because I thought that was kind of what Twitch was like. And I'm from the internet, so I was fine with all of it, and I still am. I can deal with all of these problems of trolls and everything, but at first I kind of just let them be there because I was like, wow, there's a viewer in my channel. And the first time I got up to like 10 people viewing my video at once, I was freaking out. I thought it was amazing, and none of those people are around anymore, and none of them matter because they weren't indicative to the type of cast that I wanted. And once I kind of realized that I didn't want to be like that, and I started to have more of a stronger opinion of being able to be a strong caster and just be able to ban people, I've noticed that a lot of my regulars actually like the way that I deal with trolls. And they actually like the way that I don't tolerate that bullshit. And if it's someone who's having a bad day and, you know, says the wrong thing, or I misunderstood their terminology or anything like that, then I always say, you're free to PM me or one of my mods and we can, you know, talk it out. But unless that person cares enough to actually make that step and say, you know, yeah, I fucked up, or yeah, I shouldn't have said it that way, I want to be a part of your community, then it doesn't matter, because there are literally thousands of other people on Twitch that can come into my channel and become part of my community, and I don't need people who don't know the social norms of being able to chat with people correctly. I actually banned a partnered streamer, he's still partnered, in my chat, because I was getting view botted during when Watch Dogs came out, and I wasn't doing the view botting, neither was like my mods or any of my viewers that I know of. It's just one of those things where view bots would jump to channel so they could stay connected to Twitch. That's how some of them work. And he came into my channel and he said, fucking GG, scrub, girl streamer using view bots, like at least make it look legit or whatever, and I just banned him. And he was someone that I watched, and I was actually excited to see him in my channel, because I was like, oh, that's someone that I watch and I actually interact with and stuff, and he was an asshole to me. So I was like, no, I don't need you in my channel, so I just did it. And yeah, there are times when I probably ban people when they don't deserve it, but I don't care. So, yeah.
Yeah, I figure they can come to me and they can apologize if they really didn't mean to or stepped on the toes or anything, you know. They, like, I'm quick to throw the ban hammer, but I'm also quick to forgive, is the way I look at it, you know. But honestly, my thing is that I serve tables, and then I deal with a lot of customers on a regular basis. You don't think I have some salt to pour into the chat? You're wrong. Like, which is actually is gonna be our follow-up question is from Chief Wahoo. You all stream quite a bit. How do you do it as far as handling work or school, then putting the time in to stream and sleep? Has it taken a toll on schedule or personal lives at all? Yes, I will say it has taken, like, lately it's taken a toll on my schedule, because like, my work schedule was inconsistent, and then my stream schedule was inconsistent, and I still wanted to stream quite a bit, and then so it just kind of threw me all over the place. And now hopefully I got my schedule figured out and sorted out, where I wake up, you know, in the morning, and then I stream at night. One of the things I will say, can have taken a toll on the personal life. You know, like hung out with friends less. But truth be told, I was growing away from them anyways. So it was one of those things I was okay to be parting ways with. And another truth be told is that I've made closer friends with people on Twitch, and I've had better connections with people on Twitch than I've had in my local life. And you know, like people may call that, you know, like, you know, oh, online friends antisocial or anything like that. This is just another social interaction, actually. Really is what Twitch boils down to. Every day you chat in somebody else's channel, and it's you're being social with other people. You're chatting with casters, you're chatting with other chatters, or you're getting to know other casters, such as this podcast and all that. And you know, honestly, I think my life's better for it, because I personally didn't like my personal life. But you know, if you don't want to give up that personal life, I totally understand. You know, like it's really hard to have your cake and eat it too, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think if you really want to take it seriously, you know, you would probably make that sacrifice. Or you know, like, it's okay to also do it, you know, just casually too, and just, you know, something to do in your downtime or something. But you know, I will say there was a little bit of sacrifice, but to me personally, considering the way my social life was going anyways, I was okay with making that sacrifice. I don't know about you guys. Jessy, you want to take this one?
Okay. So, for the most part, I touched on this earlier, but basically, a lot of my friends were graduating from college, and that's kind of why I went back and I got into streaming, because I wanted to share video games with people. But I'm very introverted, and I'm very selective about the type of people that I let into my life. And I think that's also kind of, it seems like a, not true, because I just broadcast myself publicly to the world. And yeah, there might be only 20 people watching me that night or whatever, but eventually my videos, if I do get bigger, it's on the internet forever, and you know, people can piece together little parts of your life and everything, and figure out a lot about you, and you don't even know who they are. You don't even know. It's just like some lurker that can do that, but that's a whole nother like security and safety issue. For the most part, I will 100% agree with the fact that I have fallen in love with so many more people on Twitch in the last 6 months than I have with anyone that I ever went to school with or ever worked with, or even some people that are like in my distant family members. Like, Twitch, I think it's because it's a medium that we all converge to. We all like video games, and we all like technology or new age things in a sense, because we're doing this new age thing. We're either watching streams or we are streamers. We have that sort of connection. And then you can sort of really narrow down on the type of people you want to watch. Like, I love variety broadcasters because they're the people who really understand the interactions between chat and the game and how I want to broadcast. So therefore I follow those people because they're like who I am. And oh my goodness, I can't even, I don't want to name off any names because I know I'm going to forget people that have changed my life, like either from viewers or donors or mods or other broadcasters or people who just are on Twitter and just give support then because they can't watch the broadcast because of time issues or something like that. I think Twitch has actually, along with other things in my life, but actually has helped my social life. Just because we're online doesn't mean that the friendships are any less real. I think it actually kind of makes them stronger because you don't have that physical ability to touch your arm as easily, which helps release all these different types of dopamine and serotonin releases when you're with a friend and all that stuff. So being able to have those connections and really strengthen them means a lot more on the internet to me. And not everyone can do it. Some people really need that physical connection. And I am a physical person, feely, touchy, but I like internet interactions more because as an introverted, shy person, I'm able to speak my mind easier over texting or just even this face-to-face. We're not really face-to-face. So, yeah. Let's see. But what was the other part of the question exactly? What were you thinking about when ideas came to building your community? Yeah, at first I was like, I'm just gonna let everyone come into my channel, all the trolls and stuff, and then I realized that quality over quantity is more important to me, and I'd rather have people be a part of the collective and have us be a collective group of people who are strong together rather than just a conglomerate of mass.
Ooh, whoops, I think you mixed up the last question. It was as far as handling school and work, like how do you have time to stream and sleep and like...
Oh, I thought you were looking at Electro Kitten's question.
Oh yeah, we just now we're on Chief Wahoo's question. So.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
But
you did
no,
answer it.
I don't really balance it. I go to work, and I work 40 hours a week. There are times where I only sleep like 3 hours a night. And sometimes I might miss a broadcast or I might be a few hours late or something. So I'm not, that's probably how it works out. Sometimes Twitch has to be put on the back burner so I can actually sleep or something. But I don't hang out with anyone almost ever. And the people that I do hang out with are people from Twitch that I've met and that live in the New York City area. Because I don't got time for anyone else. I don't want to have time for anyone else.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Sorry. That just came up my mind. Anyways, what about you, Mantron? And once again, you all stream quite a bit. How do you do it as far as handling work, school, putting the time into stream and sleep, and has it taken a toll on your schedule and personal lives at all? From Chief Wahoo.
I don't handle it, and it has taken a toll. That's my answer. No,
GG.
But that really is the boiling it down. I mean, like, I certainly have a much harder time with work. I mean, I can tell you even today, I was like an hour late to work because my schedule was all whacked out and I didn't know what was going on. I mean, it's definitely taking a toll on certain other aspects of my life. For whatever reason, I have a really hard time after my stream winding down. When I first started, I didn't. When I first started streaming, I would just go immediately right to bed and fall right to sleep. I would be exhausted. Even just doing the stream with almost no one in there, I would just be exhausted. It's gotten better in a sense in that I'm not exhausted, but I have the opposite problem now, where after streaming, I can't go to sleep. I can't get to bed. I'll end at like 2 or 3 a.m. and then I don't get to sleep till like 4 or 5. And I don't really know what to do about that. The sleep that I do get is not as good as the sleep that I used to get. I don't really know. There's definitely it's tough to balance because on one hand, you know, I try to do my best at work. It's not really like I'm definitely not passionate about my job. And then you have streaming where I am passionate about it, but it doesn't provide my home. It doesn't provide my life, whatever. So it's a really hard thing to balance mentally because it's like, do I want to put more effort and more time into my passion, or do I want to put it into my job that I don't give a shit about? For me, I to be honest, like it's streaming. I would much rather suffer in the other areas of my life to improve this aspect of my life because I think eventually it'll pay off. I mean, I feel like it already has paid off. Just from the like Jessy was saying, the connections I've made with people, and what I mean by that, of course, is like the friendships that I've made, the people that I've met. It's all led to very positive things. It takes a toll if you do want to get into streaming in a serious way where you stream regularly. And it can be tough, but it's worth it if you really love it. And for me, I do love it for sure.
Word. What about you, Cessification?
Oh, definitely. It has definitely affected pretty much every single aspect of my life. The only time I actually, let's say, go out, is if I have to go buy something, or if there's a family event. That's why I always say Saturdays are always could possibly be off limits. I usually don't stream on Saturdays, whether it be because it's my own personal day off. It's just like I rarely work. I'm just going to kind of sit back and watch streams or play offline games. Or most of the time, any family event takes place on a Saturday. So I figure, okay, that is my day with family, because I don't really have any real life friends. I've got people I talk to at work, and that's as far as it goes. Any friends that I did have at one point or another, they say hi to me on Twitter or on Facebook, and it's just kind of one of those kind of deals. It's like I never really had anyone have the same thing in common with me. Like I never, gaming for me was just me. Nobody else had the same thing. Whether it be my sisters, my brother, well, obviously my parents, but I mean, maybe my brother used to, do a couple things with me, but this was way back when, and now it's more, if I go visit my parents in the middle of the week, I tell them I have to be home by 9. She's like, why? It's like, because I stream. And she's like, okay, no problem. And they'll take me, like, so they know that it may be something that they might find ridiculous, but they know it's something that makes me happy. And when it comes to the Twitch community, I would gladly sacrifice hours of sleep, which I've been doing lately, which I've really been doing lately, to spend time with, whether it be my chatters, my viewers, someone else's stream, because it became everything that I do, my viewers especially, they become more than just viewers. They become more than just friends. They become family. And this community, that's exactly what it is. It's more than just a community. It's more than just a bunch of people talking to each other. It is family. And I love my family. I love every single one of my viewers. New or old, doesn't matter if you've been there since day one or since yesterday. It doesn't matter. You're there, you're watching. I want to provide entertainment for you. I want to make sure that you enjoy your stay in my chat. And there are times, of course, when, like last night, for example, I was supposed to stream, but I was feeling so weak because in the past 4 or 5 days, I'd maybe gotten 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night. And that, on top of work, on top of all the other stress and anxiety that's been going on, like, I guess, offline, it took a toll on my health, and I decided, no, yesterday I need to take a night to myself. I can't. I'm gonna end up making myself sick again, and I was just sick like 2 weeks ago. So it's like I need to have one night of sleep. I was an hour late for work today, but I mean, it's all worth it because I'm trying to recover. But I gladly do it again. I mean, I've done 24-hour streams. I've sacrificed so much. It's like, who needs sleep anyway? Sleep is I can sleep when I'm dead. It's okay.
Yeah, sleep is highly overrated.
Exactly.
Everybody, we've been talking about community, and I just really like the way you put the community as a family. And actually, Reaper has asked the question, what does Twitch community mean to you? And I think I'm going to go with Cessification's answer here and say, it's just like one big happy family, like that we could all just hang out, have a good time, and hopefully enjoy each other's company and get along peacefully. Like, in fact, I want to say it's a little bit more coordinated than my family. It's kind of unreal, but aside from that, I do love the community that I've had and I've been blessed with, I guess. And because not everybody has that community and not everybody has that love, and the connections I've made with Twitch have been more real, like I said. But how about Mantron? You want to take this one? What does the Twitch community mean to you? It's a very simple question, and we've said community a million times, so I figure we might as well lead up into this one.
Sure. I definitely mirror pretty much everything Cessy said about that. It has gotten to the point where, there's a lot of people, specifically some of the mods that I have in my channel that I talk to every single day, and I talk to them about problems that I have in my real life. I talk to them about stuff that I don't even talk to my close real life friends about. I trust these people with everything, and it's weird to think about that 9 months ago they didn't exist to me. They have become part of my family. I mean, like Chief Wahoo, I was just making fun of him, talking shit about him, but he is one of those people like I would always go to for advice. Yeah, it's a very strange and surreal thing, but I absolutely love it. And like I think that having that sort of community and interacting with these people in your chat is one of the most, like, I don't know, I'm very proud of the community that I have going in my channel. I'm very proud of like everybody else in here and like everybody's communities, like everyone in here that I've met, all of you guys, every caster in here all has fucking amazing communities. And like ultimately that was what really pulled me into Twitch. That was what really got me into this, is that I was like, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of all of these communities. I want to meet these talented people. I want to get to know them. and it's all just pretty amazing.
What about you, Jessy Quill? What does community mean to you?
Community, just like everyone said, honestly, it's really when someone comes into your channel, they feel like they're at home, and like a real home that they want, not like, maybe they didn't have a great childhood, or right now home life isn't too good. Like, when you think of home, you think of like you walk through the door and there's the best smells and there's something cooking on the stove, and you know that your bed is freshly made with your favorite linen smells and everything, and you could just relax and no one's going to tell you to do anything or clean anything, and you can watch the TV on full blast or play video games full blast, and like you can be naked or wrapped up in a blanket.
Whoa.
And like that's home. So that is the type of community that I want to foster, where people just feel comfortable with each other.
People don't wear clothes in Jesse's chat, apparently.
Oh no, not at all.
Clothes? Wait, what? We're supposed to... Oh, wait, I don't have a face cam. That's all good.
I'm jealous right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? I like these joke questions. From Skoloff, chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate.
Vanilla.
Really?
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah?
Oh, that's hard. I like chocolate, but it has to be good chocolate. And if it's not, like if it's just gonna be like generic chocolate, then definitely vanilla with like maybe some flavorings in it.
I like how you pick apart this question.
Leave it to Jessy. Leave it to Jessy.
I just kind of want to say one thing. Going back really, really quickly to like the whole community thing. I don't mean to interrupt the whole chocolate thing.
Absolutely. I mean, it was very important. Just wanted to know real quick.
But the thing is, when it comes to community, I went to PAX East, and I met Jessy, and she was, I didn't even know it was her at first, and I felt like a fool when I finally figured it out. I'm like, wait, that's, aw, man.
I'm nobody, it's okay.
No, you're not a nobody. You're not. That's the thing. You're a somebody. And the thing is with me, it's like, oh, community online is one thing. And when I went to PAX East and I met, whether it be the people that I look up to, and I even met a couple of people that watch me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have viewers. I'm like, these are real people. It's not just, people that chat or that I'm chatting to. And it was probably the greatest experience of my life, meeting people that you have that in common with. Like Jessy, what she said too, she's like, it's like home. It is exactly like home. But when I was at PAX East, I was home. I was surrounded by people that love what they do and do what they love, and it's like me. And whenever when I left, I cried, mainly because it's like, oh, my friends are gone. Oh, my friends are gone. And then I remembered, wait, there's a couple people that I met that live near me. So it's like, okay, well, we can make some plans to hang out. It's like, hey, Mom, I have friends. Mom, really? I have friends now, finally. But, it's like, be proud of me, Mom. But it goes beyond that, too. It goes to the point where I want more. I want more of this community. I want more of this family. This family is something that can just keep growing.
Definitely. Like, you want to share the love with everybody, once you got that awesome community, you want to just spread it all over the place. Don't make it weird. Lewd. Let's see. I'm trying to pick out some questions here. Verlomi asks, if you don't use loyalty points for giveaways, what do you prevent people from coming into your channel just for giveaways? One, I never ever advertise giveaways on the stream title. Period. It's just something I don't want to attract people just because of the giveaways. Two, I really haven't had money for giveaways until recently, until just recently got a job and whatnot. So it's been one of those things that I really haven't had the opportunity to do, but I will say I will spring it up a giveaway, and if I do, it would be not advertised at all, not even tweeted out or anything. I don't want people to come in just for a giveaway or anything like that. I just want it to be a spur of the moment. Hey, if you follow the channel, you know, I can give this to you, and you know, my way of thanking you guys just for being here. That's the way I personally handle it. But again, I don't really do giveaways that often. So I mean, do you, Cessy, how would you handle that in particular? If you don't use loyalty points, what would you prevent people from coming into your channel just for giveaways?
I've done a few giveaways. Back in the past, I did have a couple streamers and indie game developers kind of give me codes. Just like, oh, if you want to do a game giveaway, or if, back when I had money, before I paid rent, I bought a couple games, you know, just to give away as well. But like you, I never advertised it in my stream, in the title, because I know people would literally search for the word giveaway in the title. And that's one thing. And so whenever I did do a giveaway, it was during, say, a 24-hour stream or an event stream or something like that. Specifically fundraiser streams, not necessarily for me, but whether I've been a part of quite a few fundraising streams. I would kind of use them as incentives, saying if we reach $100 donated, I'll give away a game. If we reach $200 donated, I'll give away a game. I think I did a random giveaway just without even announcing it in a few older streams. It's been a while, but I think I'd probably end up keeping it to, like, I won't announce it on Twitter. I will just say, hey guys, I'm going to do a giveaway on this stream next Friday, you know, and let's say give them 4 days. Chances are the trolls will forget about it. The people who are just there for the giveaway will forget about it. Mm-hmm. If they follow, then if they don't come back at all and don't type anything, I make sure it's active people in chat only. People that have been active within the last 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I specify saying, if you haven't been active, it will not pick you. If you have been active, then I'm going to make sure that, you know, you're someone that has been active properly, has been properly communicating with chat, and not just putting in a kappa. I basically want it to go to someone who deserves it. And unfortunately, my bot likes me and a couple others and just kind of picks us for some reason. And I think that was the best time when it picked me 3 times in a row. It's like, I can't win my own game, bot, please. Just move on. Move on.
Might need to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about you, Mantron? How do you avoid the abuse if you don't have a point system?
Honestly, I've only ever done one giveaway. It was back in December. I did the Mantron stream where it was like a Christmas thing. And at that point, I didn't have a ton of viewers. I didn't have a lot of followers. It was just kind of, it ended up just being, the people that were winning the games were just people that were going to be in the channel anyway. Although I will say I didn't put it in a title, which probably is important. I imagine there's people that probably just type giveaway into search and just look for people giving away games. I didn't have any issues. Giveaways. Yeah, there you go, Dark Knight. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't really have any advice to offer on that or anything to really say. It was fun when I did it, but we actually literally just wrote it down on pieces of paper and put it in a hat. I had Pugs Please do that and pull them out, and it was pretty fun. But in the future, I don't know what I would do if I did a giveaway. I'd probably have to think of something to do with it, but it's not something that I do a ton of anyway. So. You
know, for somebody who's half robot, that seems very archaic. Like,
well, that was the fun. It was supposed to be rustic, you know. I don't know.
Anyways, moving on. Jessy Quill, you do have a point system, so like, does that still like help prevent trolls coming in to get the giveaways or anything like that, or do you still have any problems like that?
Absolutely. I mean, new followers do get points, and after 15 minutes, you get a point in my channel. They're called quills, and overall, newcomers barely ever win anything. And that can be a problem, because newcomers are just as important as regulars, because they can become regular viewers. But I think any newcomer who, in the sense that the way that I do giveaways is, you could put in as many quills as you want into a giveaway. And so some people might have like 1,000 quills because they've been around since January 1st when I started this new bot for the new year. And they put in all their quills and they will lose them all because the random number generator picks the one person who put their one quill in who has only been watching for 15 minutes. So that all like evens itself out in a way. And honestly, your ideas of like not putting giveaway in the title actually makes sense because people just kind of search that on Twitch just to find it or whatever, or on Twitter. And it makes a lot more sense, like in your intro or your outro or during an AFK break saying, okay, so some events that are coming up on the stream, next weekend I'm going to do this, this, and this. So like that's actually a really good idea. And I might be doing that instead of like advertising it on Twitter because although that is another way to do some sort of networking, usually, most of the time, the people that it attracts aren't really the people that you want to keep around in your stream.
Definitely. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I definitely don't advertise it, because I just don't want people in there for the, like, it never ends well when that happens. Or giveaways at this so-and-so followers is another thing, too. I try to stray away from. But let's see. What other questions we got here? If anybody who has a question they want to pick out there, feel free to toss one out there. Let's see. Do you feel obligated to purchase/stream new releases to satisfy viewer request and interest? Asked by DoomI92Y. I personally don't. And I don't know, but that's one of the things is like I just tell people straight up, I'm like, look, I don't necessarily have the monetary means to be streaming the newest game. Like, you know, I'm trying to save up money. I have to save up money and move out of my place. And so it's one of those things that, and I just got a job myself. So it's one of those things I just let people. I'm like, I would love to do those things, but I don't feel obligated by any means. And I let them know, hey, look, I'm gonna be playing what I can, when I want, and what I think would be enjoyable for the cast. You know, I will say I will feel obligated if somebody gives me a game and at a certain point, and I really want to stream it. Like somebody gifted me a game and they said, "Hey, could you please just stream this on the weekends? I can only play this on the weekends, or I can only watch your stream on the weekends." I try to go by that, but there's I don't really go out of my way to do viewer requests that makes me feel uncomfortable. That's my biggest thing. I've been trying to take viewer requests on my backlogs and seeing what I can knock off on my backlog, see what everybody likes on my backlog list, and go from there. Because those are games I'm willing to play, but it's one of those things that's just I don't ever want to be out of my comfort zone. Like, that's rule number one for me, is to be comfortable with what I'm streaming. I don't want to be playing this game just because so and so hyped it up in chat, or they're talking about it and they're raving about it, and they want me to. They want to donate just for me to buy that game that I don't even want to play or anything like that, or they even donate that game that I don't even want to play or something like that. So, I just overall have to be comfortable. What about you, Jessy Quill? You want to take this one?
Sure. So, yeah, I have never had that problem. I always have streamed whatever I wanted, and I actually started as a World of Warcraft streamer, which means that for the longest time I had like no viewers, obviously, because it's such a huge category and you have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to find the people at the bottom. But now that I've gotten into casting, into variety broadcasting, which I fell in love with, I am going to stream what I want, when I want, and if people want to watch me or that game, then you're welcome to. And there are times where I've been told to play the game where you look up your game and before you start casting it, and you try to figure out where your regulars will come in and then you want to be towards the top, so if people search that game, then they'll come into your channel. But you don't want to play a dead game, because then no one is streaming that game, therefore there's no interest probably in it, like most of the time. But that's just too much work for me. I kind of want my channel to grow a little bit more organically, and right now I know a lot of people are on the Bloodborne, Dark Souls DLC to the second one's DLC, or like playing Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 for the first time, Demon Souls, etc., because it's kind of popular, because Bloodborne just came out. And I have done that a few times, where, you know, GTA came out. I'm gonna play GTA, and it's not necessarily I'm playing it because it's hyped. I'm playing it because I haven't played it since the week it came out on the Xbox 360, and I want to play it again because PCs have like the great graphics system and new radio channels and the first-person mode, and then plus we could play online together with a lot of viewers and stuff. So that's what I'm interested in. But yeah, no, if people gift me a game, I'll ask them when they want me to stream it, and a lot of times people say, "Oh, you don't have to stream it," or "No, you know, I'm not really interested in watching you play it. Like, don't worry about it. You don't have to." But if I notice that person's in the channel and it's one of my variety days where I play like a million games in one cast, then I'll try to hit that game for at least 30 minutes. But overall, yeah, no, that's not an issue for me, thankfully. It never has been, and I don't think it will be, because like I've said many times tonight, I want people to come to see me and my community, not the game, necessarily.
Word. What about you, Cessification?
Honestly, when it comes to me, for example, I had GTA 5. I'm just throwing this as an example. Somebody bought it for me well before it was released. So I did preload it, I did do everything, I did install it the day it came out, but I waited a few days before streaming it because I knew I'd never stream a game the day it comes out because everyone's going to be doing it. Everyone's going to be streaming it. And if I know that a lot of my viewers also watch other streamers, chances are those viewers are going to watch the bigger streamers play said game. And that's what I've learned because I've done the same too. I've done the same thing too. You know, and granted, I will kind of switch from stream to stream because for me it does depend on the personality that goes behind the game as well. Like the commentating, the interaction with chat and everything. But when it comes to a new game, I will never stream it when it's released. If I don't have it, that's fine. I'll wait a month even or 2 months to get it. Like I've had The Last of Us on PS4 for a while now. I still haven't booted it up because it's still popular. It's still up there. And I want it to kind of die down a little bit so that way when I play it, I can kind of inch my way closer to the top position. When it comes to playing games that people gift me, what I like to do, even when I'm in the middle of, say, 3 or 4 games, I want to be able to finish those before even thinking about starting another one because I've already got a full plate of games that I'm currently playing. And a lot of my viewers know that. They're aware that when they get me a game, chances are I might never get to it, or I might get to it next year or a few months down the road. It's never right away. Unless it's a game that I say, I want to stream this game, I really want this game, somebody will surprise me and buy it for me. And then I'd be like, oh, okay, well, in that case, you know, this is something that I can kind of squeeze in. For me, it depends on, I play the game that I want to play, but I also play the games that I know my viewers will watch. If I play a game that my viewers will not want to watch, I play that on my own time. Like GTA 5 now has become something where I'll only stream the online version of it. I know it's allowed on Twitch, I know everything's allowed on Twitch, but there's some aspects of that game that kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's just like, I don't want my viewers to watch it, because even though my stream is rated 18+, although the rule is you don't talk about your age in chat, I know, obviously, you know, there's people less than that. It's like, I don't want my stream to be that. You know, that's also why I stopped playing South Park. It's like, I can't, for me, I don't want to stream that kind of stuff. So that's why whenever it comes to a new game, I always want to make sure I'm okay and I feel more comfortable streaming it.
Definitely. Like, it's all about, you know, being comfortable with what you're streaming, and as well as, you know, what community you want to build. And I'm kind of the same way with Jessy Quill. It's just like, you know, I want to play what makes me happy, and like I want to be comfortable with everything, and you know, slowly grow the channel. When you play games, especially older games, you're able to build a community based off like nostalgia and, you know, share a deeper connection, in my opinion. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Some of these questions are somewhat the same. And there's a lot of people asking advice on how they would start streaming, or advice. We've already touched on those. What do you wish you could do? I'm sorry. What do you wish you could improve about your stream, if anything? Asked by Dark Cobra SK. I feel like this is a very good question, because even though I feel like an experienced caster, I feel like there's always something I want to improve on. I personally, I don't know. I think I'm fairly happy with the way my stream is right now, but you know, I'm sure there's always something I'm gonna be like, man, why am I doing this way? I can definitely improve. It's one of those things. I feel comfortable with the way things are, but it's when I improve on something, I just kind of act on it. I don't know about you guys. Is there anything you guys wish you could work on or want help on? Let me just throw it out there like that. Let's see. Cessification. Is there anything you would want to improve on your stream or anything?
Honestly, I'm pretty happy with things. I guess maybe interaction with chat sometimes. I know Mantron kind of touched on this earlier, about viewer count and everything. I keep wondering what I can do to make things better. What can I stream? Should I be streaming something different? Should I be interacting with chat a different way? Should I change my rules around a little bit? Should I, give people a little bit more leeway? But then I realized, you know what? Everything's fine. If I have my certain average amount of viewers and it's not meeting that every night, you know what? That's fine. Maybe it's just an off night. Or, I try and, not be so paranoid that I'm doing something wrong, and just kind of play the game, have fun with chat, and if chat dies, try and bring it back. Say, oh, so how you guys doing tonight? I hope you guys are enjoying this. How you guys having fun? What are you guys up to? I'm not necessarily calling out lurkers, although that sometimes sounds like it, but the people that usually chat in my stream sometimes stop because there's nothing to talk about. There's no topic. So I kind of be like, oh, so how's everybody's day? How was everybody's week or weekend? I kind of bring something back. It's like, okay, this is how I'm going to interact with chat if it dies. If I feel like something's not working right, let me see little steps as to how I can improve it. But I'm generally pretty happy with how things are going right now.
Word. What about you, Jessy Quill? If you could improve anything on your cast, anything at all. Or you could say you're perfect. Either one.
No, of course I'm not. I would probably improve two main things. My streaming schedule. Sometimes I start late, or I... Mantron nodded a little bit too much there.
Ouch.
Or sometimes I have to cancel because I just didn't get enough sleep the last few nights. You can relate, okay. But for the most part, I think that's the main thing I need to fix, my schedule. And I've been fixing that the last few days. I'm getting better at it. And then also, sometimes if I'm getting frustrated in the game, or I'm getting tired, or chat kind of dies, and then a troll comes along, or maybe someone that's new and they don't really know my chat rules or what's okay to joke about or something, and they come in and they say something, I get really snappy. Or sometimes it's a regular and they ask something and I'm like, I know you know the answer to this because you've asked this before, or you've been around when someone asked this before, and I give a snappy answer. And there's actually a quote of mine. It was a random person who said, like, what's this heart thing about? And I said, it's a heart in a heart rate. Like, it's a heart rate in a heart. It means it's my heart rate. I am literally monitoring my heart rate. What don't you understand about that? And one of my mods quoted it, and it's true. It is, the truth. But I felt kind of bad about it. But then again, like, my viewers, my community likes the saltiness that I have sometimes. And honestly, like, I'll be salty to one person, and then, you know, someone else comes in and I'll be warm and greeting them. So it's not like it totally salts up the whole chat or anything, or the whole channel, and it totally ruins the whole concoction and the kitchen and whatever you want to call it, like some sort of analogy of salt here goes here, I don't know. But yeah, that could be a problem. But honestly, no, I'm pretty happy with the way everything is going. I just want everything to go the way it is and continue to grow at the growth rate that it is, and keep going and going, and maybe join other teams, and maybe do more charity events, maybe do more interactions and multi-streams with streamers that I really love and think that we would mesh well together. So that's probably the things that I would like to change or get better at.
Word. All right. Let's see. We got time for about one more question. Let's see. Okay, by Electro Kittens, was networking with other streamers a big part of helping your own stream? Do you believe in it's who you know and not what you know? This is a very good question, because, you know, everybody now can have a fantastic stream, and everybody can put out a high quality stream. And now it's basically, I feel like at a certain point it has become who you know and who you interact with, who you make friends with, that can all, you know, but at the same time, like, I don't want to consider it networking compared to just making friends is the, you know, the more proper term for it, in my opinion. But I don't know, like, how do you guys feel about, like, you know, the whole networking thing, and how do you guys approach it, and how do you guys go about it? And you know what, Mantron, you want to take this one?
I'm sorry, I think he wants to take his
So-
You want to talk at all, Mantron? Maybe.
So everybody's begging me to answer the last question, and since our gracious host just skipped right over me,
Oh, my bad.
I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and answer it.
No, my bad. My
It's
God,
all
I
good,
thought
dude,
you
it's all good.
answered.
It's fine.
Whoops.
Okay, so first off, to answer the last question, legitimately, like, to be real with you guys, I feel like I can improve every single thing, and that sounds like such a cop out, but, like, I am very, very self-critical, self-competitive is the way I put it earlier, where, like, I constantly, and probably to a fault, am like, I could do this better, 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 I want this to be better. When I was giving that very heavy nod to Jessy, the reason why I relate so much to that is, like, I wish, ultimately, like, what I really wish I could do is have longer streams. I wish I could stream at maybe slightly, pretty much the same hours. Like, obviously I don't want to alienate what I've got now, but I would love to stream a lot longer. I would say, like, my ultimate dream would be to be able to, like, grow the channel to the point where I can cut back hours at work and I can stream more. But yeah, I legitimately just want to be able to improve everything, and sometimes that works against me, like, emotionally, but I try to use it to my advantage. I try to use my self-criticalness to my advantage. And then, all right, so the next question, so it was, I guess the question was, like, how do I feel about networking and all that?
Yeah, like, networking with other streamers is a big part of helping your own
Yeah.
stream. Do you believe? And I full-heartedly believe it, but, you know, more or less, it's just me making friends with a bunch of people. Is what it boils down to.
I would agree. I think that, like, one thing definitely, I think that the social aspect of Twitch extends beyond just chatting, interaction with the viewer. It extends to, if you want to grow your broadcast, if that's a goal of yours, which it's fine if it's not, or it's fine if it is. Networking is the way you're gonna do that. I mean, that's the reality of it. And the cool thing about networking on Twitch is that it really is just making friends. Like, that's something that kind of worried me, I guess, from an outside perspective before I started streaming. Like, I don't really want to push my stream. Like we were talking about earlier, I hate the idea of, like, going and advertising my stream. I am, like, way against that. I don't even mention that I'm a streamer to people. If I go into a new channel, or even people that I know, I don't talk about my stream. I don't do that unless I am specifically asked by the caster to do so. But what it boils down to is that like making friends with other casters is really fun, and I really like a lot of other casters, so it's like a win-win. You get part of their community. The coolest part is like when you find a caster that you really like their community, not just them but their community. If you make friends with them, eventually your community is going to mesh with theirs, and that works out really well. And it's interesting because I also do on the side, I also do a podcast with some other people, and it's incredibly hard to like quote unquote advertise that podcast or like network that podcast. With Twitch, it's so like fun to just make friends with other streamers, and it actually works out really well.
Word. What about you, Cessification? About how do you go about networking and believe it's who you know and not what you know?
I think honestly it's a little bit of both. If I hadn't have done any form of, I'm gonna bring up Blog TV again. If I hadn't have done any form of streaming or interacting with, I guess, a chat, I probably wouldn't be streaming at all, because I wouldn't feel comfortable in my own skin to kind of be like, okay, well, let me talk to people I can't actually see face to face. So I guess being able to talk to chat, number one, is probably one of the most important things, I think, as a streamer. You know, whether you're doing a podcast or a video game, you have to know how to talk and have a conversation, whether it be with your guests or with your chat. And had I not known how to do that beforehand, I would have been way too shy, way too nervous, way too scared to make a fool out of myself, instead of realizing that making a fool out of yourself sometimes is what gets people's attention. Be like, hey, we like this person. They're not afraid of being human, of making mistakes, of being real. So
yeah, you guys called me out.
Yep. We do best. It's okay. So there's that, but it is also who you know. I could throw names out, but I'm not going to, because that's not right. But you know, the people that I've met, whether it be at PAX East or even just generally going into their streams, I don't, just like Mantron, I don't necessarily say, hey, I'm a streamer, pay attention to me. I just kind of sit back and, you know, watch the stream first, check out their chat, and if it's a chat that I can feel I can talk with, that's great. I feel again like I'm at home. You know, I feel it's a place I can stick around in, and occasionally I'll have one of my viewers in that chat be like, oh, hey, you're here. You know, and sometimes the streamer will be like, oh, hey, and then it's like, wait, you're a streamer. Plug yourself, you know, throw your link out there. And I'm just like, no, I don't really want to, but, you know, somebody else will, and instead. And I kind of get really shy at that moment. I'm just like, thank you. You don't have to do that, but thank you. But like, creating such a community and such a network, you can't do it alone. Whether it be through raids or just generally going around, making yourself seen, making yourself known. Because otherwise people aren't going to know who you are. They're going to see a random name and be like, I've never heard of this person before. And granted, sometimes that may cause some curiosity. Be like, oh, I've never heard of this person, but they seem to have something good going on. Let's stick around. And that's great. And, you know, you can start off on your own, but I think that in order to grow, you should probably, you know, get your name out there and just kind of meet as many people as you can. And, you know, even what Jessy said earlier, you know, try and do some, you know, multi-streams or play games with other people. And I've done that, and I'd love to do that more. You know, whether it be with larger streams or smaller streams, I don't care. For me, it doesn't matter how many people are watching said person. To me, if I feel like I can interact with them, if I feel like I can play this game with them, that not only helps me, but it helps them too. And if someone else is gonna help me, it's kind of like paying it forward. You know, someone huge rates me, great, that's awesome. You know, new people get to see me. You know, I get new regulars, and I've gotten many regulars through streams, through raids, I mean. And then if I have a large number after when I'm done, it's like, you know what, let's pay it forward. Let's bring these people and grow someone else's community up as well. Someone that I admire, someone that I watch, you know, and then I usually, whenever I raid, I go to the bottom of my list first. It's like, let's see, these viewers are looking for something. Let me see this community. This is perfect for them. Let's bring them along.
Word. All right. And what about you, Jessy Quill? How do you feel about networking on Twitch, and you know, how it's about who you know compared to what you know?
Just like every aspect in life, honestly, you can work really hard and sometimes get lucky and get to where you want by your own merits or something. But honestly, the majority of the time, you get your opportunities by the people you know. And that's not necessarily like, oh, I got grandfathered in and with nepotism or something, but people know of your work ethic. They know of your stream. They know the type of streamer you are, and they plug you when you chat in their chat, or they raid you after their stream is over, or they host you on off nights, or during the day or something like that. I know for a fact that I get more followers during the day from me going into people's chat or me hosting other people's streams than I do when I actually cast. And that is so indicative of what Twitch is all about, and the whole community aspect of you have to put yourself out there. And that doesn't mean that you go into channels and say, yeah, I was streaming this game last night and I just did this mission or something. That is not the way to do it.
Yeah, we will cut somebody. Yeah, like
if you're doing that, stop doing that. You can say that you were playing that game. That's perfectly fine. Go ahead. And you can talk about streaming, but only if you're talked to first. If the streamer directly says, hey, Jessy, weren't you streaming this game last week or something? Then that's when you can talk about it, because the caster themselves has opened up that kind of dialogue. It's just against Twitch etiquette to talk about your stream during someone else's stream. So for the most part, yeah, it's all about who you know. It's all about who raids you. It's all about who appreciates your hosts and appreciates you coming into their cast. I've had so many people come into my channel or talk to me in other channels during the day saying, I didn't know you streamed. And it's because, yeah, I don't advertise it. And they're like, it's just the way that you should do it, I guess. And then also there's other ways to advertise too, like with, can you hear that?
Yeah, I was wondering, but don't worry about it. You're fine. There's other ways too.
There's other ways for you to advertise yourself. Okay, someone else can talk.
Alright, actually, I think we actually gotta wrap it up right about here. We're getting close to the 3-hour mark, and I don't want to go over schedule, keep any bit longer than we got. But guys, ladies and gentlemen of the chat, real quick, let me give you a breakdown. Guys, how do I say it? Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for the follows and all for the hosts, all for the love and support you guys always give the podcast. It's amazing. It blows my mind that people like come and you know it's funny because I tell people I didn't even think this podcast would pick up this much and be this much fun and develop. So I want to thank you guys for the support and encourage me to keep doing the podcast. One thing, guys, we're gonna do here real quick. Basically, we're gonna go around and we're going to remind you who we got on the guest here today. And let's see, guys. I'm gonna go around and tell you guys. You know what? I'm gonna start with you, Cessy. If you want to tell us what your streams, remind us what your stream is about. What have you been doing? What have you been up to? And what are you planning on doing? And give us a sales pitch on why we should follow your channel. And once again, guys, in chat, I want you to drop your hearts in support for Cessification. Please do drop her a follow. Please do go out of your way and drop her a follow. She's taking 3 hours out of the day, like all of our guests here, to be on the podcast. Take 30 seconds out of yours. Drop her, Mantron, and Jessy a follow. And I'm sorry. You can do your sales pitch now.
So hi, even though it's the end of it. Hi, I'm Cessy. Even though you guys totally knew that for the past day. Catbug's going crazy right now. Catbug's telling me we're all having soft tacos after this podcast. Or hard tacos. Anyways, so Catbug, please. I'm sorry, I have to turn off this notification thing. Catbug's yelling at me.
You guys are blowing up her follow notification. I love it.
That's awesome. I had to turn it off. Kappa, please, I love you. So I'm a variety streamer. I do a lot of games. I prefer games with story. I try and have fun with it. I try and have fun with chat. I do everything I can to have chat either interact with me as I play this game, or just kind of have a joke in my expense, because especially when I've been playing GTA 5 lately online and I can't drive at all. Unless I'm in one car. No, I can't drive. And my mods make fun of me, and I'm totally okay with that. You know, come on in and tease me, have a laugh. It's totally fine. Like I said, I'm a variety streamer. I also draw art at least a couple times a week if I have the time in the morning, whether it be commissions or just free time. And Darkness, please. Darkness being the number one person who likes to have a laugh at my expense every day. That's totally fine.
I've already noticed that in this chat.
Yeah, yeah, I have a few of my viewers in here that have made cracks at me. That's fine. It's okay. I still love them. But yeah, even like what I said before, whether you're a new follower or an old follower, I love your face. Even if I can't see your face, I love it. And yeah, I hope that if anyone does show up and come by my stream, I look forward to seeing you guys, having a chat with you guys, and having you guys tease me and make fun of me, because I'm terrible at video games. So yeah, there's my spiel.
Alright, cool. Alright, let's go make fun of Cessy at her stream. That'll give me a break, at least. Let's see. Next up, we got Jessy Quill. Jessy, tell us what you've been doing, what you've been up to, what your channel's about. Remind us why, and, you know, give us a breakdown on why we should follow you. Everybody, drop some hearts for Jessy Quill.
Okay, hi, I'm Jessy Quill. I'm a heart rate monitor variety streamer, and I focus a lot on survival horror or RPG or action games. Right now I'm playing through GTA 5 story mode, and I'll do a little bit of online. And also I'm doing Elder Scrolls Oblivion playthrough. And in the upcoming month or week or so, I'm also going to do some throwback to hit some of the game series that I missed due to not having like 3 generations of gaming consoles. So overall, I think if you like someone who talks about psychological things way too much, or overanalyzes things in games, or things that people say in chat, I think you would really enjoy my stream. Also, I don't let trolls get to me, and I ban them on the spot, and I usually have a funny little saying or something like that. I have over 100 quotes of crazy things that I've said in my stream, and we have a loyalty system with quill points, and what you do with those is you can use them for bragging rights or use them for giveaways. And also, we use them to change the aspects of things that can happen in the game. So if there's a big decision coming up, I have my viewers decide what I do, either to the detriment or the benefit of my game experience. Because the whole point of me playing games on Twitch with people is to play games on Twitch literally with people, even if it's a single player game. And my viewers, my collective, has a opportunity to really be a part of the game every step of the way.
Alright, cool. Alright, and once again, guys, do drop her the follow. Do show Jessy Quill some love. Excellent caster. Let's see. And last but not least, Mantron. I mean, Messytron or Mancron. I don't even know what you are today. But if you could tell us what your stream's about, and what have you been up to, what have you been doing, and why we should follow you, and yeah, give us a breakdown. And drop some hearts, chat.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm another variety caster as well. I've been playing a lot of Fallout, so if you're into that, that's something I've been doing a lot of. Again, like, my stream is sort of what a lot of people call like a late night wind down stream. It's usually just kind of pretty chill in there. If you want to come in there, like Cessy was saying, if you want to come make fun of me, make fun of my gameplay, that is a common thing that happens quite often. I'm kind of shitty. I mean, I've got a shirt dedicated to how much of a dingus I am. Yeah, I don't know. It's good stuff. I definitely think you guys will have a good time.
Alright, word. Last but not least, guys, I just want to give you guys another thank you. If you are following the podcast, thank you. If you do follow the channel, thank you so much. I will say I do this podcast every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. I'll let you figure out the rest of the time zones from there. And it's going to be every single Tuesday. I will be doing the podcast. Aside from that, my gameplay, like, I really am kind of random. I'm trying to set a schedule. I'm probably going to shoot for, like, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, or something like that. But honestly, if you're here for the podcast 1 day a week, I would love you forever. But other than that, guys, I think that's it. And once again, if you guys could drop Jessy Quill, Mantron, and Cessification a follow, show them some love. They take 3 hours out of their day to make this podcast possible. If you guys should show them some love back, that would be greatly appreciated, and keep the podcast going. Other than that, guys, thank you all for watching, and us on the Zoom call, if you guys could go into the chat and find us a raid victim, and then I will pick out our raid victim, and just silently just type a link in there, and I'll look at them and see who we're gonna raid. For those of you in chat, if you guys could do me a favor, get your raid calls ready. Real talk, you just got raided. We're gonna go show some love to a caster that these 3 casters help pick out. So, guys, just go ahead and get that raid call ready, and we will commence the raid about 30 seconds to a minute after the cast is done. We will commence the raid. Let's see. Alright, I think we figured out who our raid victim. Raid victim, because I don't like to call them targets anymore. Guys, if you guys on the Skype call can go ahead and just get your raid calls ready, and then guys in chat, I'm going to post it in 1 sec after we're all set up. Thank you, Dark Cobra. I love you too, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are a blast, always, every single Tuesday. It's amazing, the love and support you guys show for me. It's unreal, and you know, you guys should definitely share it with Jessy Quill and Cessification and Mantron. If you haven't, you're dead to me. I'm sorry, that's a little threatening. That's a little much. But let's see. Are you guys are all ready? Let me know when you guys are ready, and then we'll all get everything set up for chat.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Ready? All right, guys. Alright, guys, so here's our raid victim, shouted out earlier by Miss Jessy Quill herself. Go over to Woody's channel, again, wait about 30 seconds to a minute after the cast, and then wait for me to drop my raid call, and then we will unleash hell. Aside from that, for everybody here on the Zoom call, if you guys could unmute your mics and just say, everybody at the same time, just say bye. We always have like to end the cast on a derpy note, so everybody say bye. Bye.